you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
How I feel when
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, all ages.
When you look down at your wrists and you see money. When you look at your shoes and you see money.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome.
What happens when you're live?
Talk about
living like a comet, living amongst the stars. $100,000 sports
internet sucks.
All right, fuck, take two. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the most anticipated crossover event of all time, where the best meets the best and talks about Survivor Series and a whole lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I don't even remember
Brucey
where
can't
I
hear
was at.
Jack. I got you, dude. Shush. So anyway,
Great.
having a little snafu. Sorry, guys, but welcome in. Thank you for joining us. I am, of course, joined by the woman who looks like the Unabomber for the moment, the first lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, the one and only, everyone's favorite grandma, and my homegirl, Latina Heat. And if you can't remember all that, then you can just call her Wendy. And now your sounds go. There it is.
Hey, there it is.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. We are the cheat, we steal. We are the cheat, we steal. Now we got.
Rest in peace, Eddie. We love you. And of course, the man who doesn't have video, it barely has audio, it barely has internet. The founder of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, the biggest MJF mark you will ever meet, the man with the majestic beard you can't see and the Burberry scarf, the one, the only, my man, Bruce. Yes, I am. And he knows it.
And he knows it too.
Yes, I do. See?
He's there. He's there.
Man.
He'll be here. Don't worry. And I can't do. I'll do me because we got these two lovely gentlemen that finally decided to join us. I'm so excited. Brucey's so excited he left. I don't know what happened. But starting off with my man here, the Roman worshiper, the man who wishes he was at the head of the table, the man who is undisputedly that dude. We got the one and the only Devin. Where the hell's your sound? This is going great, y'all.
It's live. Oh, it's live. This is happening when you're live, baby.
Here we go. Hold up.
Oh,
Devin.
Here.
appropriate. So appropriate.
Boom. and so glad to finally get it on a show with this guy because he couldn't make it to our first crossover event, the Mega Power Special. Genuine fan right here. This dude, the outspoken, the intelligent, and sometimes the man that will lead you astray. And also, because we're gonna get into that too. I think Devin and I got beat. And also maybe feeling himself a little too much at times here and there. But still, my homeboy, everybody's homeboy, Hafiz.
I got diamond cutters for all y'all. Let's go.
Oh man, aren't those just RKOs? No,
hey man, hey Randy's my guy too. So let's go.
Not mine. Let's go. Hashtag not my legend.
Oh man.
Okay, somebody else talk. I'm done. Brucey was supposed to do this, and then I had to jump in.
Oh man. Well, this is definitely the Mega Powers crossover that everybody's been waiting for. The second iteration.
Yes, it
The
is.
first one I was not a part of, but I feel like that extra character, like an Avengers movie, that after the credits they kind of do that little like tease to say, "Hey, look what's coming." I feel like
You'd be like Ant-Man coming out of the quantum realm. Just wait, what's going on, guys? Where is everyone?
See, I was feeling, you know, my Nigerian side was feeling a little bit of Black Panther. You know, you get the statue, the Black Panther statue in the background. Like, who's that? And when it's me coming in, the Nigerian nightmare over here.
All right, I feel that. That's cool. No, it's definitely good to have you because now that you're here, now we can just do our best Ortiz impression and say we're the best, the best.
Oh man, but definitely a pleasure to be on here with you guys. You know, I'm definitely was saddened and jealous to not be a part of the last one, but being a part of this one, definitely excited to break down Survivor Series, the best of the best. There's definitely an eye joke, the best of the best of the best, sir. With honor.
With honor.
There's that one too. Oh man. So yeah.
Oh man, I made a TikTok video for that.
I love that.
And Hafiz, you know, the Nigerian nightmare now. I need to put that on his nickname now, man. That's
I wish you would have said that before the show because I think I have Wakanda
It just
forever
kind
in
of
the
came, you
soundboard.
know, Christian Okoye back in the day, you know.
Oh my man, I love that dude.
man. But I'm glad that Top Rope was here to witness this. Basically, it's like it was christening right here, so it's perfect. It's perfect,
so
man.
glad to be here. Glad.
Yeah,
man. So a lot happened on this show, and I know we're waiting to get our fifth member back on in here, but you know, there's everything from, you know, all these matches, the Raw versus Smackdown, a little brand warfare going on, but also too, this was the 30th anniversary of Undertaker and the send-off for the Undertaker, and I kind of wanted to flip the booking a little bit on this pay-per-view and talk maybe first about the Undertaker and kind of kick things off with that.
Thank God Bruce isn't here.
Oh man, really? Oh wow, okay.
No, he's like the biggest MJF mark. I'm like the biggest Taker mark because I have loved that dude since I was 10 years old and I saw him debut. And I've just been following along. And whenever somebody talks bad about him, I'm like Bruce with MJF. I'm like, you shut your whore mouth. That man is a god. He's a legend. If he don't want to hang it up, you let him go.
Man, so this will definitely be a fun conversation because I want to talk about what happened, you know, at Survivor Series, but also too kind of a little bit of open discussion on the Undertaker, you know, like favorite moments, just career, you know, kind of conversation around Undertaker. So let's kick things off though with Survivor Series and the way they chose to celebrate him. So basically, you know, they started out, you know, this was after the main event, after Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. We had kind of the start of this celebration of him. And you have all of the legends come out. You know, you have the Shawn Michaels, the Ric Flairs, the Kane in full Kane gear. Not Mayor Glenn Jacobs. You had him. You know, the big red machine, you know, came out, just geared up. Everybody, a who's who.
I'm still blaming Nash. He told Kane, you need to show up in costume. We're all going to be wearing our gear,
You
y'all.
think it was a real?
Right.
You know Nash would do that.
did.
He's a big fucking jokester. You know he would pull that.
Man.
Oh, man.
Nash kind of a dick. I love him, but he's kind of a dick.
So
They can't get this when it come out.
Right. Well, okay. So the thing about that whole segment for me that was kind of interesting was that, you know, they had them all come out and I thought, okay, maybe they would have the Undertaker come out and then they would all say something or be able to interact with him in some way. But then they cut away and it was Vince by himself. And I was like, wait, where did everybody go? So
They didn't even have him around the ring like lumberjack style or anything. They were just like, gone.
Gone. Just Shazam, just gone, right?
Taker made him disappear with his magic, his dark magic. Just be gone.
I mean, you know, and it is what it is, but I don't know. I just thought that was kind of a little bit like, like you said, Wendy, I wish that they would have been there around the ring, you know, and just to be able to like, you know, give them an applause or something, you know, because they had the whole like the fake fan noise saying, you know, just thank you, Taker. Yeah, and Undertaker.
Thank you, Taker.
Right.
Yeah.
But
and the claps.
Yeah. What about the legends, getting to just do that for him, and actually being there?
Yeah.
To just...
On top of that, like Vince made a hell of a speech, but I think some of those guys should have shared some of their sentiments with the the people watching, because they were all close to Taker. They were part of the Bone Squad clique or whatever. They ran with him for so many years. They had such respect for him. Give them each a moment to kind of say something about Taker, at least before he started in on his stuff. I mean, I know there was a lot of people. It was already kind of 11, so we were so they might have had that idea, and then it turned into the Oscars. Just nope, wrap it up.
let's
play the music. Wrap it up.
You only have so long. Man, so yeah, I just for me it was I just took it all in, and it did kind of made me question and turn my eyebrow up a little bit, like who the booking of this was kind of a little bit all over the place, but it's still about just being able to say goodbye and to be able to at least give him that moment yes. to as a proper send off.
The thing that I was most thankful for was it did not lead to another match.
Right.
As much as I love him, after seeing the last ride and everything, it was like, damn, Taker, just stay out.
So you're done, right?
Like, I know Vince is going to offer you zeros. Just stay out. Don't let this lead to something else, like somebody coming down the ramp or the Fiend popping up behind you or something looking for revenge because you squashed him at WrestleMania. Please don't do that.
Man, yeah, and we didn't get that. It was just
God.
like we had the final, look back. He did the fist in the air, and then it went to credits, and I was like, wow, I think this is it. So, do you guys think this is truly, truly it for the Undertaker?
Please, let
I
it
hope
be.
so.
Please
I hope
let it
so.
be.
Like, I don't know
Like, I love
why
him,
Sami
but please.
Zayn was speaking his name. Sami Zayn had speak his name during Survivor Series. I was like, why he's doing that?
Sammy, you need to keep his name out your mouth. That's all.
Right. Especially with what happened to him.
After what happened with you and Lashley.
Oh my God.
No, that was bad. Wait till Taker
I said
show
you
up.
was an intelligent wrestler. You didn't even show any type of intelligence. You out there bitching.
No, you know what he's doing? He's out there doing his best John Cena impression. Remember a couple years ago, Cena in the middle ring going, do something. And then when the Undertaker did, he was done. That's Sami right now. It's like, be careful. I said it back then to Cena. I was like, be careful what you wish for. You might not like it when you get it. Hey, guess what happened?
Man.
Done in 2 minutes, and Taker's teabagging him while he's got him covered too. Just like, yeah, you see, I did something.
How's this for something?
If I was with DX, I'd give you 2 words, but instead.
Oh man, Wendy, what were your thoughts on this? Just overall, like from beginning to end of the celebration, and just like going forward with Taker. Like, just what are your thoughts? No.
Did we lose her?
Wendy, you there?
Grandma.
I think so. I hear you guys. I don't know if
yeah, there she is. Okay.
Yeah. No, just trying to get your thoughts on this.
Speak on
like,
it,
what were your thoughts on this whole thing?
So I was talking about it with our good friend of the show, Felipe, and I had to ask him, how many times has Undertaker been? And he reminded me, WrestleMania 30, 33, 34 with Cena, all the Saudi Arabia events. So he's been retried quite a few times. We talked about it. We agreed it was a little on the cheesy and corny side. As we had mentioned, bringing everybody out was like, what the hell was the point of that? Vince getting choked up was like, okay, but do I believe you're really going to retire him though? It feels like every time he leaves his coat and his hat in the middle of the ring, I feel like Vince collects it. And then he's like, here, Mark, you might need this.
No, you know what he does? He puts it in a glass case and says, in case of emergency. You know what I'm saying? So like when WWE's in the toilet, he's just like,
in case of WrestleMania. It's not emergency. It's not emergency. In case of WrestleMania or Saudi Arabia events.
Well, please no more Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
After Goldberg, please no more Saudi Arabia, man.
No.
He almost killed him.
Yeah.
Like legit killed him.
Legit. Yeah.
Oh my God, that was a rough.
But I'm with Wendy. I had a bit of a hard time believing this was the end, but it felt more final this time, especially after the last ride, not knowing it was the end and kind of finding out later on. And as cheesy as it was, the part that got me was when they projected
Was it the
Paul Bearer
hologram?
and the Undertaker went down and covered his head. And
You could see he was like...
They did a 10 bell. Undertaker's 10 bells, and he didn't move. And then when he came up, he was choked up. And I'm done.
You could see he
it
was
looked
doing
like I was
that.
crying, and I was.
He was doing that like keep it together breathing. You know,
I was doing that. I was like, I'm okay.
I was at work, like, I hope no one sees me. No one. Oh my God! Thank God I'm alone in this building. Because what the hell?
Okay, I have to tell her this all the time. Do not make me laugh when I'm drinking. I got all this equipment. You don't want to mess it. There will be no more top rope. Shut it down. No. But no, I was straight choked up. I was like, I'm okay. I'm not okay. That part hit me.
We were not okay.
That part hit me that he walked out, he threw the hand up, and I'm thinking, man, this is it. Wow. I hope this is it. Wow. This better be it.
I think that's what I'm saying too. I hope this is it.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, it's elder abuse.
Like, cause what would they do with him at this point? Are they going to drag him and Sting's old crotchety elderly ass into a ring to have a WrestleMania moment? No. Like, what are they going to do? Like I said, maybe you get a situation where the Fiend tries to get revenge because Taker came back and squashed him at Mania when he said he was the new face of fear back in the day. But you don't need to do that.
We don't need it. Yeah, we don't.
The Fiend is getting revenge on everybody.
We're beyond that now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me it's done. It's done.
I kind of jumped the shark on one of my keep it or kill it's there, but whatever.
But yeah, I mean, Devin, where are you at with the whole celebration and just Taker's career, like done or not?
The celebration was okay. I thought, like, man, you got like Godfather out there, Rikishi out there, and they're part of this, the faction that just never came to fruition on live TV of the Bone Street crew, BSK. So I'm like, damn, man, like they couldn't say nothing, couldn't say no words. How, so like share some stories or something like that, but nobody got to say nothing. Like Triple H was out there, Shawn Michaels, like nobody, just
poor Shawn.
Lights went out, Vince McMahon came back.
Has any
emotional
bonus question? Has anybody aged worse than Shawn Michaels? Like, he retired, and a few years later, he looked like Arn Anderson's stunt double. What happened? got that Robert Gibson lazy eye going on.
Yeah.
It's like the moment he retired, his eye was like, I quit too.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm out.
Fact.
Done. Like, oof.
That is a big fact. Nobody has aged worse than Shawn Michaels.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Taker still looks better than him, and Taker's older.
It's the hair dye. To be fair, it's the hair dye.
Okay, true. But Taker actually has hair, where Shawn.
Sonny. Sonny aged worse.
Okay, that's true.
That's
true.
Yeah.
Can't argue that at all.
Yeah.
Hence why I've never looked at the OnlyFans page. Fuck that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Bruce
we ever get Bruce back in yet or no?
He just messaged me. He got stuck with some laptop updates that popped in as he was doing the introduction. That happened to me a couple of weeks ago on the 1 year anniversary show, and I could barely get the computer up. Like, my soundboard was dead. I had none of the bells and whistles. I just put in a gaming headset and said, let's record. Fuck it.
Oh, wow.
It was the best I could do. So that's how we went. And he just got stuck with it.
Those updates are no joke. When they show up, that's it. Like,
you Windows updates.
You can't do nothing about it. You just got to.
The best part is they don't hit you. They don't hit you like all day long while you're looking for them. They wait till you're on, you're ready to go, and then they're like, "Oh, update this, restart that," and you're like, "I can't. I'm about to go on. I can't do that." You're gonna take forever. And that's where Brucey's at right now.
Right.
So he's trying, but I don't know.
All right. Well, hopefully we can get him back in. Definitely.
Sorry, high class. Damn it. Get your phone. We could have him like episode 1.
Do
where he's got
the classic
He's
up
got
here.
the phone so close to his face, all you can see is the beard, and it's blurred.
You just see us like this little bit right here.
Like, dang, man, just space it out
like,
a little bit.
Looked like he was straight in the witness protection program. We were blurring him out to protect his identity.
Still know who you are.
Like, don't say my name.
Right, exactly.
I'm sorry, Bruce. What did you say, Bruce?
Wait, what? Don't say your name,
I
Bruce.
can't hear
What?
you, Bruce.
Bruce.
Speak up. Oh man.
Let Bruce get on it.
Moments. Let's talk moments about the Undertaker. Just like
Yes.
favorite moments, just to kind of celebrate them ourselves here. How about Wendy? How about let's have you start? What's a moment, like a memorable moment for you with the Undertaker?
Sorry, I'm like, the fuck? Why do I have to start?
Oh,
Because you're a lady.
I'm like, the hell?
We call
We
her.
can come
I'm
back to you.
distracted with the
I know,
X-Files
Hafiz,
too,
you're
so.
trying to be a gentleman, but we call her our little bro. So you're trying to be like ladies
You know I'm not
first.
a lady.
And she's
Anyone who
like,
thinks I'm a lady doesn't fucking know me, man.
Noted.
because I try to do that. She's like, why me? And I'm like, so you just learned the hard way.
What the
homie.
fuck?
Oh,
Well, since I'm on the spot.
Go for it.
Since I'm on the spot, I may as well.
Do it.
What? Oh my god, I'm trying to remember what buried alive match it was. Can't remember who it was that got buried alive. But the only reason I remember this was like I think Taker was the one who was buried alive, and then lightning hit the fucking thing, and everyone was like in deep shock. I remember being a kid when I saw this, and I literally started praying for it. And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, was that the
Like, I
one
couldn't
with
believe it was happening, and I was so freaked out.
Are you talking about the one with Yokozuna where everybody rushed the ring and beat him down and tossed him in the casket, and then you saw and opened the urn?
I think that's
and then the
one-
lightning hit the
no.
casket, and he started like floating up, and he was like this weird ghost-looking kind of thing.
No. It wasn't the casket. It was a buried alive match because I remember like there was dirt and everything.
It might have been
and there was a
Mankind then.
tombstone, and it got hit with the lightning.
Yeah,
I don't remember, but I do remember Taker was buried, the lightning hit, and that's when I was like, "Oh dear God, please don't let him be dead." I got totally freaked out, and it always sticks. It always sticks in my mind, and I don't because it was just so ridiculous. Like as an adult, I look back and I'm like, "Bruh, kayfabe." Like I wish I could go back and tell like little however-year-old Wendy, like it's just a show, kiddo. He'll be fine. Like have a long career. He will be retired, brought back more times than you care for. The old man is okay.
it was real to her, damn it.
But I think, that's right.
It
Very
really
real
was
for that little one,
Kayfabe, still real, damn it.
Damn right.
right?
Oh man, Devin, how about you?
I don't really have a moment. I have more of a rivalry, and it sticks out to me with Jeff Hardy. When he actually brought him to that main event level.
Yes.
Like, he started as like, dude, I don't respect you. Undertaker showed no love to Jeff Hardy.
That ladder
And
match.
Jeff Hardy
Oh.
just, man, thank you.
Jeff was like
ladder
that
match, he
close.
just earned
Like-
Undertaker's respect
Yeah.
right there. And I love the closing. You just kind of picked him up and pat him on the chest like that. Like you did good, but I still got that ass, So that right there, man. That's why I love about the Taker, man. He's willing to put people over too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
I love that moment myself. That was pretty good. God, man, it's so hard for me to pick one. Like the most recent one was the Cena one I talked about. I thought that was great. I thought Cena trying to call him out at WrestleMania and not getting a response, and when he did, just dead. That was beautiful. But honestly,
When Cena got the text or got the notice, he's like,
the biggest
start running to the back.
the biggest moment that sticks out for me was what he did to Mick Foley at Hell in a Cell. Just tossing him off the side, and then when Mick came back, just put him right through the cage. I mean, it was just I had never seen that level of like brutality in the United States, and I've been front row at ECW quite a bit back then. Quite a bit. I was 2 blocks away from it, so quite a bit. And to see that and hear JR screaming, "Oh my God, he's dead!" I was like, he really is. Like, fuck, Taker, why'd you do that? Like, that was
I love that.
that was a shit just got real moment. Like, wait, this ain't kayfabe. He's dead.
I appreciate that, like, years later in interviews, even he was like, oh shit, I killed him. Like, fuck, what did
Yeah.
I do? Like,
Even he thought-
shocked himself in that moment, you know?
Because when they cut the Taker at the top of the cage after Mick went through the table, he was like, "Oh, wait, they're looking at me." You know,
Right.
but
yeah, you could see him like, oh,
there was
shit.
that moment where they caught him unaware that the camera was on him, and he was like,
Yeah, that was a real moment, man. Shit, he didn't move.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he took that bump through the gate.
Yep.
Top of the
yeah,
hell
went
of
through the top of the
Mick
cell
Foley.
with the
Oh,
chair, came up smiling, had the tooth in his nose, and they stuck it
yeah.
on
Yep.
Raw, like the credits for Raw every
Yep.
week,
Yep.
the intro. I mean, between like it's kind of a tie between that and Kane showing up. Like that was the original debut of Kane.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Gosh, for me, yeah, it's tough to come up with one moment. But definitely for me, I guess the one that's sticking in my mind right now is the Hell in a Cell match he had with Triple H, with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. Because I was real mad that Shawn Michaels didn't beat him that second time. Like, I really wanted Shawn to be the one to do it. I thought if anybody was going to break the streak, it would have been Shawn Michaels.
Mr. WrestleMania.
Right.
I would have rather it been Shawn Michaels, but at that point, I was like, retire him. He took Nate out.
He
Retire
took Rick
him.
away
Taker.
from us. Yeah.
You
I feel you.
pulled Nate out from under us. You need to go.
Right.
But then hindsight being 2020, Brock and all, I'm like, oh man, Shawn should have took that shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so then when Triple H was there and Shawn was the guest referee, I'm like, maybe this is their way to say, okay, they're gonna have Shawn in a roundabout way still be the reason why he ends up losing the streak. Because that moment where he finally, because he was trying to call it right down the middle, and then finally he just super kicked Undertaker, and Triple H did the pedigree to him. I was like, oh, this is
That's
it.
it.
This is the moment.
I thought it was over.
Yeah. And then he kicked out of that. I said, this is real. Like, this guy is unstoppable. Like, this streak will never end. Just,
Never.
I'm done picking against him. Like, that's it. Like, for me, Taker was just,
when he won the match with Triple H too, with Shawn Michaels kind of
Yeah.
against him, I was like, nobody's stopping Taker.
no
Nobody.
way. No way.
And then Q Brock. And it's like,
Right?
what?
This dude came out- Which, you know, that shot face that
Yeah,
that dude
that
had,
was
that
me.
was me.
That was me on my couch. What?
Yeah.
It's like, huh?
Because when the 3 count came, I'm like, Undertaker about to kick out, but it was just like, what
Three,
the
like, this is
3?
what's
No.
happening?
1, 2.
Did someone botch?
Three.
Like, what's
It was
going
just-
on?
I was like, he's kicking out. He's kicking out. He didn't kick out.
Yeah.
Oh
And
shit.
then they showed it on the graph. They showed the graphic. I'm like, oh shit, it's official. It wasn't no
Yeah,
botch.
right.
Right.
Man. Yeah.
I was like,
it
maybe we'll find out on Raw there was some kind of weird thing, like, oh, his foot was under the rope and the ref didn't see it. He's still undefeated. Nope.
Yeah. Right. Like, there's no way out. Sorry. Not happening. It's done. Man. But yeah, that moment definitely. And a special, I guess, mention for when he was in, it was the corporate ministry. And the whole thing was Stephanie McMahon and sacrificing her. Like, I don't know. Something about that, too. That version of Undertaker really scared me.
That
Like,
Ministry of Darkness.
Yeah, the corporate ministry.
That
Yeah.
original, going before that, even like the Ministry of Darkness, that was a
Yeah.
legit scary faction.
Yeah.
Like he was cutting people open and making them drink blood.
Yeah.
And who he had his squad? He had
had
the
the
acolytes. He had
He had the
Yeah.
acolytes. Then he had Midian,
Viscera
who
was
was one of
there.
the Godwins. Then he had Viscera,
Viscera.
who was King
Yeah.
Mabel before
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I remember they came out in the Royal Rumble, threw him out of the ring, beat him up, just carried his 500-600 pound ass out the arena and threw him in a hearse. I was like,
Like, what just happened?
no, that didn't just happen. Yes, it did. That was cool. The corporate ministry was still cool until Vince became a part.
Yeah.
Even
What
the
was
whole-
me,
It was me, Austin.
That moment, I'll
It was me,
never
Austin.
forget it. But yeah, then after that, it was over. It was over.
Get
I was like,
the hell out of here,
what?
bro.
What?
No,
Get out.
because
Okay,
if you
done.
remember,
What?
like Taker was taunting him with like Stephanie's teddy bear and throwing it in the fire and all
right.
that, and then all of a sudden Vince is a part of it.
That
Like,
was
what?
you doing that? No.
So you did all that to your daughter too? Like you're a cold motherfucker.
Right.
By Stephanie.
Yeah, that's the moment I'm talking about. Yep.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I was like, the fuck?
Speaking
Yeah.
of
Scared
cold,
me.
speaking of cold motherfuckers, I never even introduced myself.
You were
I
just so
introduced
hyped to
everybody
get
else. I
started.
never even introduced myself. I was just on to
Yeah,
everybody.
that's right.
Sorry, y'all, with Bruce and everything.
too
I
late.
got
We
caught
moved
off
on.
guard. Fuck it. If you don't know me by now, I'm an 18-time group champion. I'm the master impressionist. I'm the king of the soundboard, the jack of all trades, the master of absolutely none. I'm your homeboy, the South Philly Psycho. Dom. Where's my goddamn sound now?
There we go.
There it is.
Okay,
late,
sorry,
what is that?
y'all. A little late. Better late than never.
No,
Sorry.
you got to get it in.
I just said that's a cold motherfucker, and then it reminded
Right.
me of that.
You're like, wait a minute.
Well, I didn't even say me. My bad, y'all. Bruce kind of had his internet problems, and I was on the spot, and I introduced everybody, and I forgot about myself.
Right away. As soon as we went live.
'Cause
you
I'm
was-
selfless, damn it. Put the team first.
Oh man.
I'm all about building. I'm about getting people over. I'm the vet. I got my
right.
18 titles. It's time for somebody else to shine.
Somebody else. Oh man. So all right. So Undertaker, it's we just basically talked about all our moments, and definitely wish him the best of luck in everything he's got going on after this. I saw something about him. Like you could win an opportunity to do like a guided tour with him at the Performance Center. He's doing stuff on TikTok now.
I got it.
Yeah, he's
Yo,
all
yeah,
I
over the
saw
place.
the cameos.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
He sold out his
cameos.
I gotta
cameos.
figure
He
out a
made
way.
$30,000.
Right? I wish I had that kind of money.
Dom, do you listen to Elliot in the morning?
Yes, I do.
Did you
Local
listen
radio
to this
station.
morning? They actually played some of those TikToks.
They did.
What the fuck?
I was dying.
It was hysterical. One of them was for like someone's grandma, and he's like, "Hey, Granny."
Hey, Granny, rest in peace. I was like, what?
Oh, the one that was trending was the one he mentioned AEW.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You hear
Oh,
about that
deadass! I
one?
didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
did he
no,
do?
that's the one was trending.
Even MJF
He
was
like,
talking about it. Yeah.
AEW.
I gotta bring that up because Brucey's not here. Even the wrestling god himself,
Oh my
MJF,
God.
was talking about it on Facebook.
Dang.
He was like,
What
"Yeah,
made
we'll
it
see him
all
in
funny was
AEW.
that
I
he
guarantee
stayed in
you."
character. He stayed in character for all those cameos too. Like he was wishing someone like a fast recuperation from their heart surgery, and he's like, "Get better soon, and remember, rest in peace."
I don't know. Like, that's not gonna work. That's put me out. I'm done. I hear that. I'm like,
I don't want to rest in peace. I don't want to go to the light. I want to live.
Carlitos.
I want to live.
Nah, bro. I don't want no guy Undertaker sending me a cameo. I'm about to go through open heart surgery. Nah, I'm straight, bro. I'm straight.
And I get told, "Get better soon, rest in peace." Like I'm confused.
right. And you
Am I
Like,
supposed
why-
to feel better, or am I
like, for
supposed
real,
to
I'm
die?
not
Like, what
gonna-
am I doing?
I'm not saying I have it, but I'm also not going to spend $30,000 so the Undertaker can tell Top Rope to rest in peace. Like, why are you trying to kill my show? The fuck, man?
killing me
It
off.
was just 1,000 per cameo. That's all.
Oh,
1,000.
If you were, I'll give you 1,000 if you say the South Philly Psycho beat me before Brock did, and then we're cool.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah,
Fuck Brock.
yeah, it's one. Yeah, he's getting paid
Lazy
1,000 per
bastard.
cameo, and he sold 30 of them.
Damn.
30 of them.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody needs a side hustle.
$30,000.
That's
I think
this
that's
man.
also
Wow.
why he's
Hey,
going to stay
man.
out of WWE.
He got Undertaker wine too. You didn't know?
This dude.
Yes, Undertaker wine. Bro, Steve Austin had to pull it out. He was there.
Oh, yeah, on Broken
Steve
Skull?
Austin podcast, Broken
Mhm.
Skull. He was like,
The
"Hey, I
second
gotta
one?
ask you something. I see you
Because they started
you
out with
brought
like
it out,
beer and
the
shots,
Undertaker wine.
and then Taker
Yeah.
wine came out. They were just drinking.
Wine, bro.
God.
They make Wendy and I look like a lightweight on
He's
the
making
show.
some-
No lie.
Making some
Right?
side money for real.
Make us look sober.
Yeah, seriously, we get good and lit up in these shows. You just hear Wendy and I like party.
Yeah, we do.
There's the bourbon banana. There it is.
There it is, folks.
Oh, it's an official party now. Sorry.
Oh man. So right now, I mean, we've talked about Undertaker. You know, we've gone over everything, talked about our moments. So we're going to shift gears a little bit to the main Survivor Series card here. Pre-show, didn't see it myself. I'll be honest. I saw the highlights on the show, so we can all agree. We can just move past that because
I just couldn't figure out why they were doing battle royals at a Survivor Series leading into Royal Rumble. Like, do we need to do this right now? Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. Have a Survivor Series match on the kickoff. You know, like put 505 from SmackDown and Raw. Just grab random.
Just a random group.
Yeah,
I've been okay with that. Yeah, right now, why not? At that point,
it's Survivor Series. It's the kickoff. Why not do a traditional match? No, we're gonna do a battle royal. Yeah, that's Royal Rumble. Like we do that.
We're gonna be doing that. Yeah, it's coming up pretty soon. Like we don't need that now. Yeah.
Like we're 2 pay-per-views away from that. We don't need that right now.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so I didn't get that part, so I didn't bother watching. Someone was like, "Oh, the Miz won." I was like, "Okay, I'm sure he'll go. I'm sure that will lead to nothing." All right, let's get on with the show.
He's already got the Money in the Bank, so like, what does this even mean?
What does that prove,
right,
man? Yeah.
So that was weird, but anyway, let's get to the main card. All right, we'll kick things off with Team Raw versus Team SmackDown on the men's side. So Team Raw, AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Riddle, which I didn't even catch. They've completely dropped Matt, and so now he's another victim of. I'm just gonna go by one name now. I'm one name, so I'm just Riddle now. So
he's the next Murphy,
yeah, right?
And Murphy was the next Ali,
right?
And so on and so on.
Keeps on going down.
Andrade,
yeah,
Andrade Almas.
Andrade.
Yeah.
If Jinder comes back for the I don't know how manyth time, he's just gonna be Jinder.
Just Jinder. Just Jinder. Your boy Devin, just Jinder. That's what they gonna call him.
I was just about to say, and everybody's gonna hate him, but Devin.
Oh man, so that's Team Raw, Team SmackDown. We've got Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, the captain, the tribal chiefs guy that he put in charge of his team, SmackDown. Jey Uso.
Got some new merch too now, man. Got the go. I'm about to get him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got a T-shirt. I'm about to get him. Like
I was trying to read that for a minute during the show till I was like, "What's that say?" Oh, okay.
Like, let me see what it says. All right. So yeah, we got him, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, which we'll talk about him, and Otis. Oh man, let's just get.
I'm so sick of King Corbin, y'all. I gotta say it. I'm so tired of King Corbin. He is the king of all douches, and Randy Orton is his court gesture. Just they can both go away. I don't give a
mad disrespect for the Legend Killer. Wow. King Corbin and Randy Orton, they are not on that level.
Here's a question. Here's a question I posed on our show.
He hates.
Hold on, Devin, give a little bit. Here's a question since I ain't had a minute. I know Wendy's heard this one. I got to give it to Hafiz. So the question I had was, if Randy Orton is a legend killer and he himself is a legend, should he kill himself?
Yeah, you could. He could. Yeah. Yeah, eventually. That's how it all is.
I ain't gonna miss him.
That's how he retires.
I'll miss Taker. I ain't gonna miss Randy Orton.
It's just like, well, there's only one last legend to kill. Me.
Myself. And he just jumps off a bridge. Yeah, right, Career over.
RKO's himself off a building. Something like that, man.
Anyway, I'm so sorry.
What was it? What was that movie with The Rock and Samuel Jackson? The other guys aim for the bushes.
For the bushes.
Aim for the bushes and then just splatter all over the sidewalk. All over the sidewalk.
That was the most crazy ass scene I ever saw.
Jump.
Aim for those bushes.
Yeah. I'm like,
Rock was like, aim for the bushes. I'm like, okay.
And they got the dramatic Foo Fighter music as they're coming on through. There goes my heroes.
I'm like, is this a shoot supposed to happen? I
was like, wait, was that supposed to happen? Is that the outtake?
The Rock is gone.
I guess sorry, Rock, but you will also have to
get better soon.
Oh man. So yeah, so this match. Let's talk about this match a little
Sorry
bit.
About that.
So I mean, essentially, we had the build up to this was Team Raw, both Team Raw and Team SmackDown. They couldn't get along, and then Team Raw the week before, they went against Retribution and they lost to Retribution. You're like, oh, what? So that leading into this. Now we both, Devin and I, we predicted that Team Raw would end up winning this, but watching the match, you're thinking, all right, the prediction is prediction, but you're seeing it live. It's going, things are happening. Overall, I felt it was interesting that the outcome was what it was. I didn't think it was going to be just domination, essentially, from Raw over SmackDown. I thought definitely, it would be, okay, we get a couple eliminations on both sides. It'd be kind of close, but nuh-uh. They said, all right, one of these teams is going over. The other team is just getting destroyed.
I think I had said going into it, Team Raw is going to win. Braun's going to be the lone survivor yet again, because that seems to happen on every team that Braun's on. Like, he's the lone survivor.
Yeah.
And so to see a clean sweep, I was like, wait, no, somebody's got to go. Like, I figured Riddle or maybe AJ, because he'd be arguing about who's captain, get caught with a super kick right quick and just done. But nobody? Really? Not a one.
Yeah.
Damn. We even thought we even thought there would be like some kind of kayfabe injury with Seth Rollins to get him out of the picture so he could go be with Becky. And that didn't really happen either. He just got eliminated, walked off, and it was like, okay, guys, got to go figure out what I'm doing for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, he like self-sacrificed, which I thought was weird.
Yeah,
I get what they were, trying to do, but I was like, how is that for the greater good?
Right.
Because everything he does is for the greater good, because he's the SmackDown savior now.
Maybe he's never really gotten, taken to SmackDown, and he's still, loyal to Raw, and maybe that's for the greater good. Maybe he still feels like Raw's the flagship show, and he's like, all right, for the greater good, I'm going to help Team Raw.
I'm going to let Raw win so they don't have somebody like me talking shit for the next year.
Whoa. Y'all are giving WWE Creative and Seth Rollins way too much credit to be thinking that big.
No,
reel it in, dumb it down.
We don't know what we're doing. We are thinking like old school WWE, because they had some creative. Maybe not today, but back in the day, this is the kind of stuff they would do. So, if anything, we're just old school to the core. That's all. We're just hoping WWE brings that back.
It's just, for me, it's like, okay, there was no point to it, short of just, writing him off of TV, in a certain way to say, hey, he's done. He wants to take a break. So I don't know. It was a weird moment there. Jey Uso, though, even though, his whole team got swept, I feel like he's the one that came out looking the strongest for a moment, because when it was 1-on-5, they had a hell of a time trying to put this man away. Yeah. Like, he had his own basically one-man super kick party, just kicking everybody.
I was just about
face.
To bring that up. I don't ever again want to hear the Young Bucks use too many super kicks after that match. Ever. Never again. I don't care if you're a fanboy, a Muppet, a Mark. I don't care. I don't want to hear the Young Bucks use too many super kicks. Jay literally used like 22 super kicks in 3 seconds.
This is a video game. He's just spamming the super kick button. Let's go.
Right,
Exactly. That's all I know.
I just had a thought, guys.
Oh, grandma. Okay.
Do you guys think the way they treated Juicy Uzi, that's all I ever call him because I always forget which is which, but the way they treated Juicy Uzi 1, do you think that's kind of like building him up against like a renewed rivalry against Roman Reigns? Like, I'm sick of your shit, I'm the Juicy Uzi, I'm gonna kick your ass, and actually have him defeat Roman Reigns this time?
I don't know. I have no idea where they're going with Jay, to be honest with you.
Make him look strong and build him up to look stronger.
The only thing I could think of is like Jay gets sick of his shit, and I know some of us may know this, but like Big Keish, he's been running around in the Indies with Samoan Dynasty. What if Roman is like the right hand man in this Samoan mafia, and Big Keish is like the Don? So he comes in and gets his sons in check, and says like, I'm backing Roman. And so as Jay's like, I'm sick of your shit, let's do this. He's like, no, don't try it. Like, he's doing this because I told him to do it. And then he brings in his Samoan Dynasty from the Independents because he's got a whole clique himself.
It's true. That's true.
And Keish can still throw a few super kicks here and there. Not a lot, but a few.
He can
still swing that big ass around.
I don't know if he can fit in a thong anymore, but he can certainly throw that ass around.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
He doesn't have to fit in the thong. The thong has to fit on him. will work with this.
True.
For me, I feel like that's actually a really good point, because where are we going with this eventually? Like right now, they are doing a lot to create this conflict still between the two of them on TV. Like you do, even though Jay has said, I understand. Roman keeps challenging him to make other people understand. He failed against Drew McIntyre. He failed here. And so even though, towards the end, they kind of had their thing. We'll talk about that in the main event. But I do think that there is a bigger story at play now. Does it lead to Roman versus Jay for the title?
Again,
like, right? I don't know, but
they're going to be the new Randy and Drew.
Right. But I do have this uneasiness that it's just never going to get to the point where they're just on, we've moved past this kind of conflict between the two of them. I feel like that's always going to be there.
I
actually think if they're going a different way, man, I think they might be teasing the Uso split, because I don't know if his brother is even feeling the way, his brother.
That's what I was thinking.
Jay.
Just
that's
like,
good.
Because he was telling his brother, when Jay was back there, like looking like a little kid, waiting for his dad to come, lay hands on him, whoop his ass. His brother Jimmy, he was like, "Man, you ain't got to listen to this fool. Let's roll.
Fuck him. Let's go."
Right? Exactly, man.
Too
The tribal chief was like, "You can go. He gonna stay."
No, so he remembers we were kind of a big deal together, and we don't need to put up with this shit, so we could just go. And Jay's just like, "Nah, man, it's family." I have my theories on Roman, but I'm gonna hold on to that until we get to that point. I don't know what the hell's happened with Jay, but I think I have an idea of Roman. I'm gonna hold off.
What if what they're trying to do is okay? I don't know why my brain's like finally working. I needed this like 8 hours ago. So what if like they build up so that Juicy Usi 1 ends up basically like Stockholm syndroming, right? And he's just like, whatever Papa Reigns wants, Papa Reigns gets, and then Juicy Usi 2 is like, I'm here to liberate my brother, right? So, shit, I don't know where I was going with that. And then they build it up that way.
I'm thinking
like WWE creative. We have an idea, and it stops. Yes.
See, we share a brain, so sometimes when she gets stuck,
if you want me, you got to go through Juicy Usi. Yeah, okay. My brain's not working anymore. I really got to stop calling them Juicy
Usi. It's okay, because we share a brain, so I was able to fill in the gaps there. That's what happens.
Thank you for filling in those gaps.
That's what happens when you hang out with somebody that long. You can just...
My time's up with the brain.
Like, I got it. Here, let me have that right quick. Okay, so what she was trying to say
Take it back. I got half a thought. I got half of it.
I finished it. We're good, homegirl. We're good.
Thank you.
You was there.
You got me in position. I landed the plane. We're cool.
Honestly, I don't know why I called them Juicy Usis though. Like I think it's because like every time I see
the debut of Juicy Usi right here.
Every time I see Us written out, I read it as Usi. So it just
Juicy
started
Usi.
Juicy Usi.
Hey.
That's all I ever called them. Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about the Usos before on our show, and I've never heard her once say Juicy Usi until tonight. So y'all should consider yourself lucky.
I've been seeing them.
We were here for it.
Because I'm watching it a little bit more now, and I see that written out more. My brain just clicked like, Juicy
I'm just
Usis.
saying.
It's Juicy Usis.
Yeah.
They should make a candy.
I mean, it was a good match, but overall, I thought maybe 2.5 stars at best, because like a sweep. That was just like, nah.
Yeah. It was weird. It was a weird matchup. I mean, one of the best parts for me, I can't skip over this, is Keith Lee getting his new music. So that definitely.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That new music.
I could bounce
immediately when I heard it. I was like, "Wait a minute! Oh, what's happening to me? Like, I'm back.
I literally stopped everything.
As soon as
like, Keith.
As soon as it came on, as soon as I heard it, I was just like,
That's pretty good.
right there.
There we go, exactly.
I can support that. I don't know what you was coming out to this whole time.
I was like,
oh man, yeah. Braun in this matchup too, I feel like, he stood out a little bit also. Like he just got fed up with them at a certain point, because it was after Seth Rollins got eliminated and they had a group huddle going on trying to figure out what they were going to do. And on the Raw side, they were trying to figure out, and Braun's like, you know what, man, fuck all this. tagged himself in, went around, did the whole like ran into the group, said, "Can we please get on the
Express
damn page?" And I'm like, okay. And from there it was on. It's like Raw just got the shit together, and they were all starting to work together, and one by one started eliminating SmackDown, and yeah, it was that part was cool. Like just seeing Braun kind of stand out a little bit and just kind of take over because we really haven't seen that from Braun in a while.
No, and when Braun yells at you to do something, you pretty much do it.
Just do what he says, or else.
Unless you're a complete fucking moron.
If he broke into this live stream and was like, "You need to get off right now," I was like, "Well, guys, thanks for showing up."
All right, and show.
Hell the fuck no. I'm too stupid for my own good because I'd be like, "You get off."
No one invited you anyway.
Yeah, but you're so short, he wouldn't even hear you. He'd just be like, "Wait, where's that coming from?" And then kill the three of us for saying it. It was like, it wasn't me.
Oh man. So yeah, that was cool. On the SmackDown side, I feel like, I don't know. Other than Jay, well, Otis had some moments.
Y'all.
Yeah, there's two.
Hey, two Wendy's.
Wow.
Why is there two Wendy's?
Grandma Wendy twins.
Maybe I can.
It's like
that.
double your pleasure. We're making up for Bruce with two Wendy's.
There we go. Right.
Bruce is here in the spirit. We can just call that one high
right,
class.
That one is
right. We got two Wendy's, but that's really high class Bruce right there.
He's just hiding, like episode 1 of our show. He's just hiding. If I could, I'd paint a beard on that one. Just see, there he is.
There he is. He's here. Oh man. But
it was a great crossover so far.
Doing it
smooth
live
too, isn't it?
Doing it live.
Right.
There goes, as soon as I say smooth, there goes Wendy again. Smooth.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean this matchup, 2.5 stars. I think that's fair. 2.5 stars. Just it was okay in moments. There were some moments it was like, all right, but overall, like it's
a lot of head scratching.
Yeah,
like, really a sweep. Like
not one elimination.
Really,
not one.
Just Seth's just gonna get for the greater good and walk out.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get hurt. He's not gonna get a story.
That was insane, bro. He just looked at Kevin. Kevin, tag me. He gave us in.
Right.
Looks at Kevin for the greater good. I'm like what? I'm like, really?
They're like,
oh my god, this is how you go out.
But King Corbin, to King Corbin, I don't know. For some reason, I saw King Corbin's face when all that happened, and he was like, "Yeah, okay, greater good, all right." Like he was still in. He thought it was okay. He's like, all right, greater good, yes." And then he saw him get down on his knees and say, "Do your part." He's like, "Wait, what? Get off your knees, man! What you doing? Like, no.
Like I was just scratching my head the whole time. Like, why is this even happening? What are we doing here?
Kevin Owens said it best, man. Knew you were always a piece of trash, man. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
So, it was
okay. Wendy can't get back in. She says it's giving her an error message that says final repetition. I don't know what that's about.
Ooh, maybe I can help with that.
As I'm listening to you guys, I got messages popping up on my screen. Like, they won't let me back in. Remind.
Oh man! All right, well, we'll work through this as we go. Through
so
this
smooth.
Yeah,
so
hey
smooth.
man,
Exactly.
it's
Part 2 of the crossover, bigger and better, baby.
Sorta. Ish.
Right. Asterisk mark.
Oh man. Well,
at times.
Let's move past the Raw versus SmackDown team. It was. I guess also a cool thing was just the pose at the end, seeing them all together, kind of celebrating. I was like, all right, cool. That's like a little nice moment there. But at the end, 2.5 stars. I think that's the fair grade there. All right, let's move on to champion versus champion. Street Profits versus the New Day.
Yes,
man, this matchup. Yes. All right, so. This was tough because for me, I had predicted New Day was going to win. I had my own theories. I wanted long-term booking for this. I'm like, all right, the tag division, we're going to get something. Dude,
you were fantasy booking hard.
I love these teams, man. I wanted something.
I had wanted this match. I had wanted this match since the SmackDown draft, and hearing New Day was going to Raw. I thought with the shape of the tag team division, like especially the men, that maybe they'd put on Raw, they'd get New Day and Street Profits and unify the tag team championships, so that you could get like SmackDown and Raw teams competing like women for the same belts.
They should.
And then we get to Raw. And it's a belt swap. Just here, you take these. Okay, you take the red ones. Okay, I'm out. Bye. I was like, oh.
I'm like, really? That's how y'all do it?
I'm like, fail, Bruce Pritchard, fail.
Yeah. Just such a waste of an opportunity then. And then we get this match. And, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you know, this is the first time they're actually going against each other. So maybe you use this to set, because really outside of these two teams, what other teams do we have? Like, there's not actual tag teams anymore. The Viking Raiders, yeah, they're pretty much done for the most part.
Injured list.
Yeah. So, and then a bunch of mismatched, you know, teams here and there, you know, Rude and Ziggler, you know, but these two teams are actual tag teams. So I'm like hoping like, okay, let's set something up. And, you know, this matchup though, just as its own entity, I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome.
Oh, it was tremendous.
Yeah.
This was the match I was looking forward to. Like on the card, I'm looking down the card and I'm like, right there.
That was your most
That's
anticipated? Okay.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That was the most anticipated going in. I was like, I need to see this because I wanted to see it on Monday Night Raw, like right after the draft. And then I didn't get it. And then realized if these guys hold on to the tag belts, which they probably will, because who's going to take them? We're going to get this at Survivor Series and it's going to be epic.
Right. Man. So then, you know, you had the New Day coming out in the Gears of War, you know, attire with Big E doing the intro. So classic New Day. So that was awesome. And then you had, man, this promo from the Street Profits, just, you know, right? Turn me up, 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 turn me up.
I don't have a solo cup, so I use it.
Oh, man, bro. I was getting hyped with them. I'm like, hey.
I was like, oh, man, they're winning this. I don't know. They're
that was me on my couch.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I had picked the Street Profits, but once they started doing that, I'm like, I am with you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they're winning this matchup. Like,
they got this.
I got this wrong. I know they're winning this match. Immediately, I was like, this promo is way too strong. They came out there like, profits are up and no, man, this is Survivor Series. He was like, let them know, Tez. Let them know, Tez. And I'm like, oh, the intensity. And they just, we want the smoke. I'm like, they're dead. This is it. Like, New Day, I'm sorry. There's no way, man. I'm with Street Profits at this point.
I'm missing at least High Class right now, because during the show, he had said, I guarantee you, New Day or Street Profits are going to win because Big E is going to swerve the New Day and join the Street Profits. And I was like, what? There is no way in hell that's going to happen.
Nah, the New Day is too tight. The New Day is too tight.
They're brothers, man. Like,
that ain't going to happen. That ain't happening. I'm sorry.
Oh,
no.
Man. Like, I wouldn't be ready for that. That would kind of hurt me to see, like, Big E do that. Like,
I looked at Bruce and I was like, really? A year of saying MJF ain't going to join the Inner Circle, and now this is where you want to go? You want to be wrong again. Again. Okay. You like being wrong, I guess.
You like being
just
wrong.
add this one to the list.
18 titles for a reason. You like being wrong, I guess. It's easy when people are throwing themselves over the top rope when I come in.
If that's where you want to go, okay.
You want to eliminate yourself? Be my guest.
I'll just take that W. Absolutely.
Right? It's still a title. That's all. It's still another one to add to my collection. I got to catch Truth.
Right. You know? Oh, man. Where's he at? 45, 40? He's
in the 40s, bro.
45.
Something like that.
It's crazy.
He's in the 40s.
Chase to 50.
You know, it's like I passed Nate, I tied Ultimo Dragon. I got to get the Truth.
Yeah, right. Oh, man.
So if you want to eliminate yourself, it's just going to make it easier for me to get there. That's all.
I'm just climbing there.
Just one more. Give me that gold.
Yep, there we go. Oh, man. So, yeah, this matchup, man, the match itself, just, you know, great moments, a lot of near falls. One thing that I thought was cool was commentary brought up that when the New Day did their tag team finisher, that potentially because Big E wasn't there. Like it
Right,
wasn't
when
as
they
powerful as it usually is.
when they did the midnight hour.
Right. I was like,
Yes.
ooh, I like that. I like that touch.
Because they have
And
they have
it actually
Daybreak.
proved my point too. When
They have
me and-
Daybreak, which is usually
Theirs.
Xavier. Kofi's finisher, like the double stomp and the whatever.
Yep.
And then they have the Midnight Hour, which is usually Big E and
Mhm.
Kofi or Xavier. And they used the Midnight Hour as the Street Profits kicked out. And even at that point, I was like, and then they said, well, without Big E being there, it might not be as powerful. And I was
because
like,
that's his big ending finisher.
Yeah.
It's part big ending, part DDT.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, you got a point. Like, so, that I thought storytelling was great. They worked over the ribs of Montez Ford. And then when he did the frog splash, it was from the heavens, his frog splash. Yeah. He was like hurting. You could see, he was really selling those ribs. So that was great storytelling there. Angelo Dawkins, man, I think was kind of the MVP of this matchup though, because the energy that he brought from the beginning, man.
He was even breaking out moves I'd never seen him use.
Dude,
in
he
the match
did
before.
like
underhook spin.
Yes, the double underhook spinning suplex type shit. I was like, he just pulled out a new move at a pay-per-view. This is a
and the
big
commentators
match.
were silent.
Like-
They was like,
They're like, what was?
I don't know what I just seen.
What did he just
Not
do?
me. I was like, oh shit.
Joe didn't know when he joking to explain it.
Yeah.
I had my Joey Styles moment. I saw that. I was like, oh my god.
Yes.
You rarely see somebody break out a move they don't use on the regular, especially at a pay-per-view. So when that happens, you're thinking, oh shit, this is a big moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was excited, man. I mean, it meant a lot to him.
He should have been,
because he had been in NXT for so long too, and Xavier was there when he was there. And when they said that too, I was like, wait, what?
Yes.
He was back
They knew
there
each other for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
gave us little nuggets right there. Oh,
Yeah.
And I love the Street Profits finisher with D'Angelo with the anointment, and then from the heavens, man, nobody's allowed to do the frog splash except for Montez.
Yeah, I never thought
it should be
I was gonna-
exclusively.
I'll be honest, man.
for
I never
Montez
thought
only, bro.
I
That
never
is
thought
it.
I'd see the day where somebody made RVD look like a chump
That's
until
the
Tay
way I
showed
was
up.
going.
Real.
Yes.
And then
it was
damn.
like, it was like RVD, you cool, but
This is
Because it's like Tez is like part Superfly, part Eddie with that frog splash. He just gets
Man.
up
It's so high.
and then and you realize he's like 10 feet above the top rope. Like I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen anybody jump
dude.
that high
Yes.
from the top rope ever.
and it's effortless. It's just like he just
It
jumps.
is.
It's just a
No,
regular
he doesn't.
jump for him. But he just high. Oh my god! It's
It's like
incredible.
it's like the old cartoons with the springs in your shoes. You just boing, that's Tez
That's Tez, man.
on the top rope.
You got
It's
hops.
crazy.
Yeah.
You got hops, man. Yeah.
I've
And I
never
love
seen
that
anything
selling,
like
man.
that.
When he sold his ribs, because knew they'd been working his ribs throughout the whole
Mhm.
match. And so when he did the from the heavens frog splash, he was like, and like in
Yep.
pain, but I was like, oh,
And he's trying to
damn.
crawl.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he throws like one arm over.
Oh man.
Oh man.
So good, so good. That
Oh.
moment too, where he did "Trouble in Paradise" to Kofi, like that was crazy too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like that. I was like, I love you, but that's disrespectful.
Yeah, a little bit like the gall.
Bro,
like,
hey,
that's what
but
he
knew
said
they
on-
were being mad disrespectful to
They were,
with
though.
the Profits, bro.
Cart with the cup.
Kofi sitting there
Man.
like, there's nothing in the
being
cup.
like
Even,
There's nothing in the
even
cup.
going in. Remember
Bro,
back
that was
on
being
Raw.
2014 New Day right there.
Yeah.
Remember
You know,
back
when-
on Raw when they dressed like the Prophets and they were doing all the "Yo fam, we want the smoke" crap. So I thought at first I thought that's disrespectful, and then when I took a minute and I went back to that, I was like, you know what, that's karma.
Yeah.
New Day deserved that for all the suits
They
and the
owed you a
hats and the
receipt,
glasses and the
yeah.
cups and the bouncing and the fam. Yo fam, what up fam?
Kofi
Oh,
impression
man.
of D'Angelo was hilarious, bro. He just had this
Oh.
blank stiller.
No, it was funny. It was funny, but then he deserved that Trouble in Paradise.
He's like, all right.
Because he was like, "Oh, you want to? You want to mock us? Okay, I got you." That's the receipt.
Oh, that was the receipt. Absolutely, man. So yeah, at the end, Street Profits ended up winning with that blockbuster. They got the win. Then they showed respect at the end. They all shook up. They posed together. Great moment overall for a one and done. I mean, you really couldn't ask for more than that. I'm just sad that it's a one and done, because it really felt like
too.
that was it.
Me too.
And these two teams, I feel like they could just tell such great stories together. So
Yep.
you know, hopefully, I don't know.
That's why, and I hate to go off book because I know it's not related, but that's why like go back to Full Gear with like the Bucks and FTR, and they put the thing in like Bucks lose, they can never fight them again. I was like, they got to win.
They have to.
We cannot have this be a one-off ever.
Right.
Like the stories are too good. The build is too good. Just social media alone, we can't have this be one time only.
Yeah.
So I was so glad when they won. When this happened, I was like, this can't be the last time.
Yeah.
I hope
it's
not,
beautiful,
man.
but it
I
can't
hope
be.
But you know, WWE though, like these
yeah.
things happen with AJ Styles and Finn Balor. We had that one match that happened by
Never
accident
again.
And it
because
was great.
Bray, couldn't make it, and it was amazing. And it's like, you know, they did the too sweet at the end, and I'm like,
Yes.
we'll never see this again, man. And sure enough,
Never.
here we are, 2020. Yep.
Never.
So I don't know, man. But yeah, but a great moment. You know, great for the New Day to put over the Street Profits in this, and hopefully, because the way they kept trying to sell this to commentary, they kept saying like, "Oh, this is like the beginning of the Street Profits legacy," which they've been around for a while now on, you know, the main roster for a minute now. So to say it's the beginning.
But if you think about it, the Street Profits had a huge year. I mean, going back, they won the NXT titles. Then they come up, win the Raw tag team titles, come back and win them for a second time. Then they get handed the SmackDown titles technically, but it's a reign.
Yeah.
In a year's time, they have held every belt they could on every show they've been on.
Right. So I guess
Raw twice. So, you know.
So in a way, like commentary even saying that, to me, it was almost like,
that's what I thought when they said that.
Well, but I guess for me, hearing them say the start, it was almost like it ignored all the stuff that they had done before. Like, this is the beginning for them.
I see where you're getting.
Like, it's not really the beginning. They've done a lot before this, you know.
Right.
But
So,
if anything, they should have said this cements their legacy.
There you
because,
go.
Like I said, with the year that they had already between pulling every title they could possibly pull it, and now getting this win over the New Day, like this just cements them as one of the best tag teams of 2020 going forward.
Right.
Maybe ever if they keep this up.
If they keep this roll, yeah, they could be. Why not? You know. So hopefully,
and I was just glad that we had some tag team wrestling in WWE. Yes. Like my heart fluttered, bro.
Yes,
because I was witnessing tag team wrestling in WWE, and they let them go.
Because
they let them go too.
If you go back to the original crossover we had with Devin, we were praising the women's tag team division and how they had built up all these teams and rivalries, and how they were using that to kind of combat other companies' tag divisions because they knew they couldn't hang with the men. So they're like, we're going to build the women's. And we're going to get Bayley and Sasha. We're going to get Kyrie and Asuka. We're going to get the Iconics. We're going to get this. We're going to get that. And then they just started tearing that division apart. You're like, oh, come on, man. And I love tag team wrestling.
Same.
I have loved tag team wrestling since I was a little kid.
Yep.
So to see WWE tag teams in such shambles, it's like, oh.
Right. Yeah, it's deflating.
Like, this is pathetic.
Why split the Iconics? I'm still tripping about
sad.
that, bro.
I still
I don't understand, because then you put Peyton Royce with what's the name? Oh, girl,
Lacey Evans.
They were in a tag team. I'm like,
Yep.
why did you do that? You had a tag team with the two.
What was the point?
Yeah.
Like the Iconics were built and established, and it won those tag team championships a couple of times, and you're just like, nope, split them up, and we're gonna put Lacey with Peyton, and they have nothing in common. Nothing.
Like Billy Kay and her sisters, basically. Peyton and Billy are sisters. Like all the chemistry.
Been together since NXT all the way through.
Right.
You know, have this huge, bond and following. Yeah. But no, we're gonna get rid of that, and we're just gonna put these two people together that make no sense.
It makes no sense at all, bro.
Blows my mind. So
I don't get it.
Yeah. But great tag team matchup here. Like, shout out to tag team wrestling being back at least for one night in WWE here in Survivor Series.
Yes.
Man.
well, we had it for Monday. For Monday Night Raw as well.
Oh, well, that's true. I guess so.
We did. Because like going forward to Raw, and then we had the rematch between the Hurt Biz and the New Day, and I thought the Hurt Biz was going to pull that off.
I actually was rooting for the Hurt Business to win that match.
I was too.
MVP was talking too much shit, man, for not them to get the titles. I'm like, come on, talk that shit.
He was talking all that shit, and then they won by count out.
They won by count out. Like, y'all gonna leave it? Xavier's like, we beat y'all within the rules. Read the rules.
Read the rules. Yeah.
Which I mean, Which is a no offense to Xavier because I love him, but that's a bitch move right there.
It
That
was,
response,
though.
it's within the rules,
He
though.
rightfully called him
If you
out.
were
He's like,
heel,
oh, that's
it's
how y'all
fine,
leave?
but yeah.
like I hate to side with MVP, but he was right.
He was right. MVP was right. Man. And
I can't.
dude.
I can't. He was right.
Even before
I don't
that,
even hate because I love
promo-
the Hurt Business. So
Yeah.
But even before that, the promo backstage,
Cedric.
when they set it up, Cedric was like, man, this confrontation between him and Woods.
Mhm.
And then Kofi
Yeah.
was acting like a punk. He was like, it's our day off.
it's our day off.
Yeah,
But it's our day off.
They were acting
But
just
Woods
a
like,
little
can't go out
soft
like no
on
punk.
Monday night.
I was
They
like,
were
what?
just acting. The New Day
What's
was
going
acting
on with the New Day,
a little shook on Monday night after
Man,
that loss.
really?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's our day off.
It's-
we won.
it's our day
It was
off.
within the rules. We gotta
won
go.
within the rules.
Like, what is
Like,
going on?
they were shook after that Street Profits loss, and
They didn't,
Man,
yeah.
I don't know why, because it's not like they had
That's
any
what
shame
it
in that
is.
loss. They
Right.
showed
It was
out,
a good loss.
but
Yeah.
it seemed like at the end of that match when the Street Profits hugged them, they kind of pulled the punk card and just left. Just see.
Yeah, man. Oh my God. And just, a shout out to Cedric Alexander, because right now I feel like Cedric is starting to really elevate his game, man. Like the way he was talking to Xavier Woods, and then Kofi tried to intervene, and he's like, no. Me and him are having this conversation right here.
Yes.
Like we're vibing right now.
On the mic, Cedric has come up in leaps and bounds. I'll give him that. In the ring, he's always been great.
Always,
I mean,
he's there.
Living in Virginia, having some friends in North Carolina, I've gone down there a lot and watched a lot of his shows, like Independent ROH, that kind of stuff. And he's always been a tremendous wrestler. But Mike's skills were lacking, to say the least. So to see him on Raw, shoot these barbs back and forth and like out talking Xavier Woods, I was like, oh, we got something here.
Yeah, that would caught me off guard.
Like you said, you almost have as much swag as your wife. Congratulations, good for you. Maybe she's taking him. She's taking him to promo school at the house. That's my theory.
Maybe. Swole giving her man some pointers. Yeah.
Like just no, baby, come here. Let me teach you how to do this.
I'm taking him to promo school. I like that.
It's okay.
Hey.
Sometimes our wives fill in those blanks for us. I know mine has for me at times. So props to him for listening. That's all.
Right. Hey, man, be a smart man and listen to her. She's doing her thing, so why not?
You come up, your wife's happy, so life's happy. It's a win-win.
There you
go.
So yeah, man, just props to him for sure. Props. I mean, and again, I think we're all on the same page then in terms of just wanting to see the Hurt Business win that matchup. It's too bad they didn't. And it looks like, I don't know, maybe they get another shot at this, even though they've already lost. There's been 3 opportunities that they failed at so far. They were saying so.
Well, they got that one win.
Well, yeah, that's true. They got the win.
They lost the best of 3 because they lost the first match, then they got the count out win, then they lost again.
I want
to see it happen again. This is not a Randy Orton scenario. If you can put them in the ring every week, and I'll be watching.
Yeah,
because they have some great chemistry between the New Day and them. And they
I want to see more. They got
some great promos. The Hurt Business is one of the best things on Raw, like bar none.
It's crazy.
So
it's true.
They're literally like we have been hearing all these rumors going in that like maybe AEW was going to start a Horseman faction or even NWA on Power had kind of alluded to it with the Pope, but all of a sudden it looks like we got a 4 horseman group on Raw
right here
on the weekly. I mean, they come out there in
Kings,
the suits,
bro.
They're beating people down. They're living they're living lavish, and they got at least one belt. And Bobby's the only champion that pulled off a win at Raw, win for Raw. Like
real quick. How about that match, Bobby Lashley and Keith Lee on Monday Night Raw?
I mean, it was awesome. It was
awesome.
I loved it,
bro.
I couldn't. It was like, don't make me choose, because like I love Keith Lee and I love Bobby Lashley. Devin, going back to Backlash, I thought he had a great match with Drew, and if they were going to give him a rematch, I was all for it. And since then, no, not at all. But I was almost hoping for Lashley to win because I kind of wanted to see Lashley versus Drew again, but damn, was that not a good match? It was so hard to watch though because it was like I love both of them, so I was like, oh, okay. I was so torn the whole time. I didn't know what to do. It was like, am I happy? Am I sad?
Right.
Keith won, yay!
Right.
But Bobby, and because it was a rough night for the Hurt Business. First you had the tag teams, then you had Bobby lose, and it was like, man, you guys have been pretty damn dominant for the last few months. I mean, you even took out Retribution, and then and even Team Raw couldn't do that. And then this happens, and you're like, man, what? Where do we go now? Like, like, what do we do now with these guys?
Right.
They're so hot, but what do we do? Because we just killed them.
Yeah, man. It was for me, it was hard. It was hard to make that decision. Even watching the matchup, I was like, man, I just don't know who's going to win this. And I was wondering who was going to take the L and how. And the way they did it with MVP going in there and being like, you know what, I'm not going to let this go down like this. I'm just going to intervene myself. Like, okay, that was a way out. But overall, like, yeah, both of those guys look great. The one thing I'll say about that matchup that I'm starting to notice with Keith Lee is they really have kind of held back on him doing the high flying stuff like he used to do in NXT.
I've been saying that forever.
Remember I pointed that out, bro?
Yeah.
Like they grounded. Hell yeah, they grounded.
I understand because he's a big dude, but at the same time,
that's how he made his name too.
He's a big dude who could do like triple jump moonsaults. So let him.
Yeah, let him do it. Yeah.
What are you afraid? Are you afraid Jim Cornette's gonna come and put you on blast after Raw or some shit? Like, what are you worried about?
Don't worry about Jim Cornette.
Let him do this because it's amazing. Like, I've seen it before, and if I see it again, I'm still gonna pop.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Devin, what were you saying?
Even do he doesn't even do those backspin karate kicks anymore, bro.
Nope.
Like, remember Survivor Series? I was just watching it. Survivor Series last when NXT was there. And it was between him and Roman Reigns, and they was going at it. He did like a backspin. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember he used to do that shit.
Yeah,
he doesn't even do that.
They got rid of the Big Bang Catastrophe too. Now it's just Spirit Bomb. That was the setup, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah. Sometimes he finished it, depending on who he was going against. That was enough.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes that was enough, but they got rid of the Big Bang Catastrophe altogether. I'm like, why? Are you afraid it looks too much like a jackhammer? Like what?
Right. Yeah, it's just weird.
There's been a lot of toying with Keith Lee since he came to Monday Night Raw. And you kind of expect that with an NXT call-up because it happens to them all. Yeah. But I didn't see any point to toying with or just tinkering with Keith Lee. Like, he had already dominated Survivor Series last year. He was the first guy to drop Brock in the Rumble. He had gone through, won every title there was to win at NXT, and then he came to Raw, and this dude was established not just in NXT, but he had been on 2 major WWE pay-per-views and showed out. So people knew who he was, what his music was, what his look was, what he could do, and then they're like, okay, now we got to fix him. No, you're just breaking him. Like, let Keith be Keith. He's done it. Let him do it on your pay-per-views. Let him keep doing it.
That reaction that was there for Keith Lee and Roman Reigns at that last Survivor Series was amazing. Right then and there, I thought, ooh, Keith Lee's going to Raw. Like, Vince McMahon's going to take him. Like, that's it. Like, there was no way at that point. But then they let him stay in NXT and, all that happened. But, it's just crazy to me how, like, you have this guy who's established, who the crowd loves him, and you just say, hey, we got to tinker with that. Like, no, like you got to be listening to what people are saying. And
it happens
people
all
are
the time.
All the time. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy
WWE
we're surprised.
Playing with NXT characters, like talent, man. As soon as they come up, they're like, yeah, you're not broke. We're going to fix you anyway.
Right.
Why? Like, there is nothing you need to do with Shinsuke Nakamura except to announce him and play his music and let people hum in the crowd. That's all you got to do.
That one hurts.
You ain't got to change his music. You ain't got to change his looks.
I think
you ain't got to do nothing. I love Shinsuke Nakamura.
A lot of fans.
I've loved him for years. And to see him come to NXT and do what he was doing, I was like, he better never leave. He and Ricochet, I had the same reaction. He better never leave.
Don't do it.
And as soon as he left,
that's why Ricochet was crying when he left. Because he was like, oh no.
He was like, oh, they're going to ruin me. And lo and behold, they even grounded Ricochet. Ain't that a bitch? Yeah. What else does Ricochet do?
That's it. That's all he is.
Nothing.
You take that away.
He's a superhero. He flies.
Oh, man.
You built him that way, and then you ground him. Like, what? And even Shinsuke's walking out in like Charlotte Flair robes. I'm like, what is this? He's got peacock feathers. He's wearing blue and red and black. It don't even. Where did you get this made? You found this. You found this at a Goodwill. It was like, Shinsuke, wear this. We Febrezed it. You're cool. Wear this.
You good, man?
Why? He's Shinsuke. You don't need to do any of that.
Dude, man. I don't think any NXT call-up hurt me more than Shinsuke Nakamura.
Me too, bro.
That man just...
That
the
man is
emotion,
phenomenal.
yeah, he's amazing. Anytime they play, he doesn't have to say one word. He's one of those guys. He doesn't have to say anything. He just needs to go out there, like you said, play his music. We're all going to sing along with me. Yeah, just you know what I'm saying, on the ropes there. Yeah, all that stuff. That,
you know,
just,
have everybody.
We eat it up. We eat it up.
It.
You know? Yeah. And then you take
that takeover where they had the guy with the violin.
Oh my God.
The fiddle on the stage.
I was so hyped. I was so hyped.
Oh,
he was hyped, you know, doing the.
I was hyped.
Like,
I was like jumping up and down on my couch.
Oh, my goodness. It was just so great. And I'll tell you, they fooled me because the first night on SmackDown when he debuted, they had the music and the crowd was singing along, and I had goosebumps. I'm like, oh, this is gonna work. He's gonna be the one that's
he's gonna go
work.
over, and they put him in that title match with Jinder, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, no, I was like,
even when he won the Royal Rumble, I thought they finally get it.
The modern day Maharaja.
They finally get it. He won the Royal Rumble. He's gonna fight AJ. This is gonna be epic. He's gonna win. It's gonna be beautiful. And then it didn't happen. And then he turned heel, and it was like.
Then it was all low blows and just double low
Here was me.
The nut shot rivalry, bro.
This is WWE right here, and I was somewhere right here in the palm of their hand that whole time. Because I thought, man, he won the Rumble. They finally get it. They're going to push him. They're going to give him his title run. It's going to be great. And then we had this whole heel turn, music turn. The only thing that was funny in that was Shinsuke's little promos, just the no speaker English.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Big obnoxious island.
Yeah, right.
Loved it. Outside of that, the rest was trash.
Yeah, man. Oh man, it hurts. It hurts.
And then just throw him from one hodgepodge faction to a hodgepodge tag team to a whatever. It is just like, oh, why? Why?
It just sucks, man.
He's Shinsuke. Why?
He's Shinsuke. Like, either send him back to NXT or just let him go, man. 'Cause y'all ain't.
I think now my style is rubbing off on you guys because we have now derailed like we do on our show all the time. We're talking about one thing, we skip into another, we go down that rabbit hole, and
this
right off the track.
This happens for us too.
Okay. At least it's not just us.
This is the norm,
I kind of noticed that, but it happens with us a lot. Like 1 minute we're talking about AEW, and all of a sudden people are asking us about torture devices in the chat, and we're like, "What? Okay, so if you want to talk about this, I don't know why." We just can't help it. Somebody put a comment up. We got to respond.
We got to talk about this.
We don't have that. We don't have that filter where we can ignore the comment. We're just like, okay, we'll talk about it.
It's there. We got to address it.
You want it?
That's what I tell you. Is this what you want?
If this is what you're going to give us, like on social media or in the chat, if this is what you want, then this is what you're going to get. And if you don't like it, it's your fault.
Oh man. Oh man, well, we'll bring it back. I mean, Shinsuke was in that battle royal in the pre-show, unfortunately. So that's that happened.
Nice little tie-in right there.
Just to bring us back to Survivor Series. I mean, it is still
on track.
linked. Yeah. So let's just Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn. Just get right into that there.
Do we need a moment of silence for Sami. Just.
Oh man, that one hurt me right there.
I think Sami
hurt me.
Sammy spent more time jumping out the ring and running from Bobby than he did fighting Bobby.
He just tried to get away.
Yeah,
the whole match trying to run.
Like, is that all this is going to be?
He was bitching about the littlest shit. He tripped over MVP's toe.
He was like, "Ref, did you see that? Disqualification! Ref!" I was like, "Oh, come on, Sami. See." This again, you go back to that NXT talent because anybody that's watched Sami Zayn knows from all the way back ROH through NXT, he was a guy who was going to fight you tooth and nail until you practically had to kill him.
You had to kill him.
And now main roster Sami is a guy who's going to run from you to get frustrated and give up.
Yeah,
it's the total opposite, and it's like you did not need to do this with this guy, but you're gonna.
Well, even I thought he was gonna be afraid, but he'll show some intelligence, like he did with Apollo Crews, like he did in Money in the Bank match. No, it wasn't that Money in the Bank. It was the ladder match he had.
The ladder match for the title.
The ladder match. Yeah. The triple threat for the IC title.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, man, all right, he's a chicken shit heel, but he's showing like he's smart as hell. I love it.
Set up some trap or something for Bobby or something like that.
He's there.
But it was like, go all the way back,
exactly.
go all the way back to like last year's WrestleMania, and he spent half the match running from Daniel Bryan, and you're like, really? You've beaten him in other places, right? Like you whooped his ass. You're really gonna run from him now
already, right?
I've seen this, and it's been epic, and now you're running.
It's WWE, man. It's WWE. They just don't know. They don't care about all that. For them, it's just, okay, the pure comedy aspect of Sami Zayn. Like, Vince gets off on that shit, man. He thinks this is great.
Does.
He thinks that's
good shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it. It's good shit.
And that's what you get.
You should run away from Bobby Lashley.
You should run.
Look at him. Look at you.
It's funny.
You can't handle all this beef. Come on, Sammy. Like,
oh my god, all this beef.
Oh, we gotta cook it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's like, goddamn, Vince. Like, come on.
Yeah. So this was just, it was
like, just let somebody else take over.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was.
Oh yeah, Bobby's winning.
I knew Bobby was going to win, though. I'm not gonna lie. I knew Bobby was going to win.
I gave.
He had the best shot. Sammy had his best shot when
Sammy, my upset pick.
Sammy had his best shot when Bobby was bringing out his sisters back in the day. After that, done. You're dead. Not now.
Yeah.
Not now. Back then, not now.
I almost forgot about that. You got to bring that back up. I almost actually had that out of my mind completely. I forgot.
I can't help it, man. I don't know about you guys, but growing up before Google, I had to remember all this stuff, so it just gets stuck back in the back of my brain, and then all of a sudden, say Bobby Lashley, and I get a picture of Lashley a drag being his sister, and I can't get rid of it no matter what I do. I'm sorry, guys. It's just I grew up before internet and Google. It had to be here.
It's crazy because I forgot that whole thing, and Sammy and Bobby had that feud. I could. Yeah, I wish I could. Man. It's crazy. Wow.
It's not like I'm proud to remember it. I wish I could forget. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just always up in here.
Gosh, yeah, man. Yeah, hey, Devin, that was your upset pick. I know you tried to give him some credit for maybe being a strategist in the situation, but at the end of the day, Sami Zayn is just what he is, man. When it comes to this WWE version of him. He's a comedy act, and that's it.
And it's hard to get brains over brawn when you have, a guy like MVP being the brains for the brawn outside.
Yeah.
Because now you got both. That's why I said it's one thing for Sammy to beat him back then. Now with MVP outside, telling Lashley what to do, kind of calling plays and being that brain for Lashley's brawn. It's impossible, man.
Yeah.
Even for Sammy, it's impossible.
They teased it a little bit with Cedric. I'm like, oh, maybe they can use Cedric emotion because he almost came at Sammy, but Shelton was. I'm like,
Shelton put his hand out like, no.
Yeah, like, nah, don't let him get you. Nah, he's trying something, but it's not happening.
This is what he wants.
Calm down, youngster.
Damn,
that's like Shelton and Cedric were like the old bull and the young bull. Let's run down there and get one. No, let's walk down and get them all. That kind of thing. Shelton was like, nah. Let me impart some wisdom, young man. I've been here longer than you've been alive. Let me holler at you. So good for Shelton. At least he's getting used, and he's trying to pass some stuff along. He's probably helping Cedric too, to be real.
He's probably helping him a lot. Yeah, man. I mean, as a just the wealth of knowledge that he is, the tag team wrestler that he's been in his career. I mean, he has the accolades as a tag team wrestler. So for him, Cedric being a team now, he
might be the most underrated superstar in WWE history. Yeah. Because when he came in his prime, there was nobody more athletic, more technical, everything. And it was just, okay, let's stick you in another tag team, or let's get you in the mid card maybe, or let's do whatever. And it was like, oh, what a waste.
Yeah. For me, that was Kofi. And it's funny because Shelton, until he won the WWE title finally, but like Shelton was, like you said, the most athletic. And then Kofi came along. It's like, oh, maybe there is somebody more athletic than Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah.
Remember in ECW too, it was like, this guy.
If you want to be
Kofi,
real,
wow.
Kofi was probably the reason they wished Shelton well in his future endeavors and let
Right.
him
Yep.
go off.
Right.
Because they were
It
like,
was
well, we
Kofi.
found your replacement.
That was it. All right,
Sorry,
man.
Shells. Bye.
I'm done. Right.
See ya.
Right. So yeah, man, good for Shelton. Just being in the situation again, being in a strong faction. So we
Yeah,
wish
I'm
him
glad
the
he's
best.
back and he's
Yeah.
kind of in the limelight. I always liked Shelton. I always did. Outside of the whole gold standard thing, that was a little weird. But like,
Isn't that on his T-shirt, the gold standard? I swear I read
Yeah,
that
it
on
is.
the. Yeah, that's what
I
he
think
put
it
on.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at least they didn't dye his hair blonde, and make him look like Cisco again. So we're all right.
See, another thing that I had put out of my mind.
Again, another thing I wish I could. It was on the ECW reboot too. That's insult to injury for me, the South Philly
man.
Psycho. It was like,
Yeah.
really? No.
Dang, man. Oh my god.
He just won by disqualification. Shut this whole show down. It's not ECW.
Yeah, right.
But again, I wish I could
man.
forget this stuff. It just sticks in there.
Oh man, well let's keep it going here and go to
Please.
another champion versus championship matchup here. Sasha Banks, SmackDown Women's Champion versus Asuka, Raw Women's Champion. So for this one, this was interesting. So I'm a big Sasha Banks fan, right? And I, root for her, but I'm also kind of a realist when it comes to Sasha Banks. I just never believe that this company's ever truly behind her while she's champion. While she doesn't have the championship.
This is where I believe Devin and I are going to have a bone to pick with you, sir. But go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Big smile. I can see it. We're here.
So in this one, I went with Asuka because I felt like, all right, you've got the whole thing with Carmella, who's been, messing with Sasha. Obviously, that's probably going to be her next opponent for the women's title. Of course, Bayley too. There was, they still have their issues. Although we had recorded right before SmackDown, so we hadn't seen yet that Bayley was going to be a part of Team SmackDown. So that kind of took her out of it. And then Asuka, it's been like, what has Asuka even been doing for the last couple months even, like no consistent storylines. There was the Zelina Vega matchup, that happened for a little bit. That's pretty much been.
They just literally have been throwing a dartboard at the wall. Like, Asuka's going to fight Zelina. Okay. Get out there.
Right.
Mickey James. Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, just
Cool,
because,
but-
and part of it is, Charlotte not being around and her going through pretty much every qualified opponent on the Raw roster. So now it's just like, all right, who are we going to put her in the ring with? I don't know. Put some random names we don't let fight a lot up on the wall, and we'll throw a dart. And wherever we hit, that's Asuka's next title defense. Next week, it's going to be Lana. Okay.
It's just such a waste of Asuka's title run right now. Like she's just such a great wrestler, such a great talent overall.
See, this is why, even if they don't get rid of the belts, I wish they just do like do away with brands and just combine the divisions and let everybody have at it, because you have so many matchups when you put them all together. But once you split them, now you've got 3 or 4 bona fide opponents for each champion, and then it's like, okay, what do we do now?
Right.
Like, who's taking it? We don't know. What do we do next? We don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, at this point, if this is what we're gonna get, where someone like Asuka is just randomly just not, she's fighting people at random. Yeah, then at that point, you might as well just combine those titles as well. So, that's unfortunate. But, all that said, that was kind of why I was picking Asuka, because I'm thinking, all right, Sasha's got they're clear people that would stop her from, winning any matchup going forward until they get their rematch. Asuka hasn't really been doing anything. And it's almost a burial of Asuka in a way, if all this time she's not been really having anything substantial, and then she loses at Survivor Series. I'm like, damn. Like, now what for Asuka? Like, this really makes her just look like shit if she just loses this matchup to Sasha.
Now, I see where you were getting at, and I had heard this, and originally I had picked Sasha, and I had picked Sasha because she finally got a title defense out the way.
Yeah.
So, and it was against Bayley, so that's a big deal.
Yeah.
B, she had beaten Asuka, but she had beaten Asuka with Bayley's help and all this other stuff. So. No pun intended. If you're going to make the boss legit, you're going to let her defend the title. You're going to let her beat Asuka at a pay-per-view. So that's what I was thinking going in. And I think Devin was on the same wavelength too. And then he did the show with you and I listened and I was like, you know what? He might be right. I'm going to change my pick. And you know what? He wasn't right. We knew it all along. I did. I was like, you know what? I was rolling with Banks. And then I heard the pre and then I listened to the preview and I was like, you know what? Hafiz makes a damn good point. I think maybe I'm gonna pick Asuka. Okay. I had said Banks, but they'll have time to like build Banks down the line. Like, yeah, Asuka needs it. Okay, I'll go with Asuka. And I was right all along, but you had talked me out of it. And I'm sure Devin's feeling the same sort of way I was feeling. Like, we knew it. We knew it.
Yeah, well, I'm like, when Asuka, I'm like, well, son of a bitch.
well, okay. Well, I'm gonna take this opportunity right now, serious moment, to apologize to absolutely nobody.
I was gonna say, here comes the swerve.
Yeah, right. You're your own people. Y'all can make your picks. I made mine. Damn it.
Well, we did. We were both thinking Sasha going in, and then we heard you. We were like, you know what? The man makes a lot of damn sense.
It was just a strong sense. Right, the logic was there. The logic was like, sound, sir.
It was like that movie, I, Robot. I had Vicky in my head. His logic is undeniable. I'm gonna change my pick, and damn it, if I wasn't right all along.
And you were right. No, man, it was.
Sometimes I just gotta go. You know, after you bring in all this gold, you just gotta be confident in what you pick. And you had me shook. I was like, he's right. I'm wrong. He's smarter than me. I know it.
You know, it's funny too because when we do these predictions, sometimes I'm just like, Devin, just keep your pick. Keep your pick. It's cool. Like, I appreciate people disagreeing with me because even though I feel like, you know, the logic is there, it's kind of nice to hear another perspective. Yeah.
Yes. So, at least you guys do that. We get on our show, we make picks, and like I'll go against Bruce and Wendy, and then they're sitting there arguing with me on why I should have picked it, and I'm like, we'll see. I just have to sit there. We'll see. And nine times out of 10, I'm right. That's why Moxley still has his title. I hate to bring that one back up.
See, there are times
I'm sure Bruce is gonna watch this. But you were wrong, and so was Wendy. And the man who won all the titles was right. Go figure.
I'm mad too because our full gear predictions, real quick, Devin. The full gear predictions, I did have all of those picks right, but you know, fortunately, technical difficulties. It don't even matter that I'm saying.
But you know what?
I got witnesses. You know, Devin's one of them. We got JD. You know, who's also a witness. But man. Flawless victory, not recorded. One of these days.
Man, he could have been our top rope AEW champ. All he had to do was fill out that form.
Just one.
Damn. But when it came to that pick, it was like you made a strong point. You know,
I'll give you that.
I'm man enough to say, hey, man, you know what? Your pick is better. I got to roll with that. You know, My
At the time,
pick
that's
is
exactly
incorrect,
what I was
sir.
thinking.
My pick is
like,
incorrect.
damn.
I would happily take the L. I will admit the wrong. You are right.
I was with you. I was like, damn, that was genius. I'm wrong.
Oh,
I know I'm wrong now.
I was wrong.
He said, set me straight. And
led you astray. Well, again, I apologize to absolutely nobody.
This time we knew it was coming.
Next time you do.
But you know, going back to the match though, like Sasha and Bailey was, I mean Sasha and Asuka. Sorry, Sasha, if you will. I knew they were going to have a great match, but like they even exceeded my expectations. I'm watching that match. I'm having NXT flashbacks, and it looks like it's over 4 or 5 times both ways, and everybody keeps kicking out. And I'm like, man, is this ever going to end? Like I expected a great match. I did not expect all this, you know. Yeah. So they were kind of like, I'm not saying surprised, but at the same time, they kind of took my expectations, which were high, and shot right past them. So I was damn happy regardless of who won. I'm glad Sasha did, because like I said, she had kind of like gotten a win over Asuka with help and with ending Kyrie's career a few months ago on Raw. And you know, she's been breaking away from Bailey, took her title, defended it. So yeah, the next logical step would be like, I'm going to beat the champion at a pay-per-view and keep this build that I've got going. Like, I'm going to climb past what my glass ceiling was. So it made total sense. I was a little mad at Hafiz afterwards, but it made sense.
You know what? I was happy to be wrong, seeing this, because again, I'm a big Sasha fan, and seeing Sasha always be in these situations where she's champion and then she loses immediately. I was just sick of it. I was surprised that they gave her the win against Bayley so soon. I thought they were going to drag that out a little bit longer. In terms of the rematch, her being able to successfully defend it against her. I thought they would drag it out, but they went right to it, and she defended it cool. Now she goes against Asuka and breaks that, because she also had never beaten Asuka. Right. So that's cool. So
that was part of what was starting to turn me off. Like I had been a Sasha fan from NXT up, and then as she got these big wins and got you all excited, then the next title match loses that belt. Every time, and couldn't get past Asuka, couldn't get past certain people, had kind of plateaued, and you thought, like, she's supposed to be better than this, and you just never saw it. And so eventually for me, it wore off. Like I was like, okay, I got to a point where I was like, okay, fuck Sasha. Like, I'm done. Right. She's, we know what she is, go back to the whole, football, Dennis Green, they are who we thought they were. Sasha is who we thought she was.
You want to crown her? Crown him.
You want to crown her. But she's going to lose that title the next day. So
you already know. We've seen this movie before.
And so it's nice to finally see her break away from that and get past that stale, I can't defend a title, I can't beat Asuka, I can't be on that top level with the rest of the, horsewomen or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And finally be what we all thought she could be. So I'm kind of back on board. Whereas for a while I was like, man, no, get out of here, Sasha. Like, whatever. Like Bailey's lackey. Okay, that's your level. That's where you stay.
Right. Well, I'll tell you this though. I'm still not completely feeling comfortable with Sasha's reign. I'm still not comfortable because Carmella has still not had her match.
But it's Carmella.
There's something I know. Look, I am with you 100%.
I mean,
it's
she's
Carmella.
coming off beating.
It shouldn't happen.
She's coming off beating Bailey and Asuka. You think Carmella is going to be the one?
WWE. This is Vince McMahon. This is WWE. When that match happens, I'm going to be damn nervous that they may just say, you know what? All right, let's give it to Carmella. Because
it'll shock somebody, it's cookie cutter,
right?
Okay.
And again, she hasn't had her matches yet on SmackDown, so is her first championship opportunity in this return, this rebranding of Carmella to be a boss.
Carmella ain't really been hot in a minute though, like James Ellsworth minute,
right? It's Sasha, and then it's the new
That's honestly, for me, it's the only way. The only way I could see Carmella.
I think it's just another notch for Sasha. Like, she's on this crazy
the only way I could see that.
Just to your point, Psycho. Like, I already know. Like, she's on this momentum run. That's exactly the reason why I picked Sasha first.
Me too.
Because I was like, oh man, she ain't losing. Like, she just beat Bayley, the longest reigning SmackDown's Women's Champion. And she got to get a win. But then Hafiz said, I can see Carmella, cause a distraction. I'm like, oh shit, you're right. I forgot all about Carmella. I'm like, that's that's a key player right there. So
I feel like we're giving Carmella way too much credit.
It's not even about Carmella. It's not even about Carmella. It's about WWE. It's about Vince. It's about this is we're still. She's had one successful title defense. One. They may be like, all right, well, she got one, so now we can go ahead and go back to what we did before.
We got to say for the first time ever, so now we can move on.
Now we can move on.
I never thought I'd be sick of hearing for the first time ever until WWE started with it, and now I'm like, you can stop.
You can stop all that.
2-3 years later, every time.
Never again.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Start with that.
No.
Never before.
Never before.
I just feel like when she beats Carmella, then I'll be like, all right. Now I feel like this is real. They're really behind Sasha now. I feel like it still feels like it's almost a little too soon to still say, or to jump to say, okay, now we're back on track to where Sasha should have been when she first came up from NXT. I think that one more win, especially against a person who, forget that it's Carmella, just anybody kind of getting this kind of the vignettes the highlight of, okay, this is this person coming in about to make their return.
But you can't always trust those vignettes either. I mean,
right?
Don't forget Emelina and
they've all been trash,
and Eva and all of the
just straight trash. Yes,
just all these vignettes and then nothing. They barely even showed up. Like Emelina trotted out, went back, disappeared, went back to being Emma.
I think they're just showing Carmella some love, but in the end, she's gonna fall to Sasha. This is all about Sasha title reign. She's the blueprint.
I need that dub.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only person I could see on the SmackDown roster that I would want, the only one I would want to see take that belt from Sasha would probably be Bianca Belair.
Oh, Bianca, yeah. If that happens,
Bianca is
winning.
just.
No.
I mean,
hell yeah,
yeah, that's happening.
Bianca
goes against No, Bianca is everything, and actually, that is a great transition to the next matchup.
You can tell I've done this before.
So the next matchup here we got Team Raw and Team SmackDown on the women's side. Team Raw, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lana, Lacey Evans, and Peyton Royce versus Team SmackDown, Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Bayley, and Natalya. So yeah, I mean, first of all, when we were talking about this, I was hoping that this would be a showcase for Bianca Belair. That was my ultimate wish right
and
there.
to a point, it kind of was.
It kind of did, especially towards the end.
Towards the end, it definitely was.
Highlighted some.
She got some eliminations. She got she was actually beating on Nia a little bit, which is not easy to do.
It's not. But
usually you can't beat Nia unless you got a sandwich in a box. Just come here.
She should have eliminated Nia.
Gotcha, bitch.
Oh man, hey, whatever you got to do with this,
you gotta go
Nia,
like
man.
you gotta go
She
like
no
James.
sells,
You gotta go like James Woods from Family Guy. She just walked by. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Bloom, gotcha. Ref.
Oh man, no, this matchup though, man. So first of all, Devin. So this was the opposite, right? So I had no idea. I was like, I don't even know how to pick this. I really don't. And then Devin's like, man, Lana's gonna win this matchup for them. And I'm like, but
that's what we have been
I don't want to pick it.
We have been saying going into that match that Lana was going to get like the Dolph Ziggler treatment from a few years ago with the Authority on Survivor Series. Like she was going to be the sole survivor, and there was going to be some legendary woman that came out to help her become the sole survivor, kind of like Dolph. And you thought like, oh, he's on his way. The Icon showed up to help him, and a few weeks later, the Authority was back. And Dolph was back on Mount Jobsmore, and we just moved right along like nothing ever happened. That was going to be Lana at Survivor Series.
Man, if only. Because, I mean, if they would have put that much
that might have been better.
That would have been better. That would have been, honestly. Because what we got was just kind of like, really? Like, this is how we're going to do this? And, Devin, it's funny because we had talked about this exact scenario where there was going to be some kind of double. I had heard it on another podcast. I gotta fess up there that they were saying that, hey, double elimination, and then you got Lana
just
still there, and sure enough, that's what we got, which is just like, really? But let's talk about how we got there first. All right. So, in this matchup, we did have Lana come in earlier, somewhere in the middle of the match. Nia and company, they're all pissed off. Like, what are you doing? And they said, hey, no one is to tag her in.
Oh, yeah, that was the plan.
Which was hilarious.
Oh, that was the plan.
But she ended up getting in the matchup. She actually was doing a good job.
She did all right.
She actually wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And then, they made her tag out. They were like, look, you're done. You stand on the steps. You don't move. You stand right there. Which she had the pouty face all the time.
It was that Friday moment. She's standing on the steps. You're like, she's going to cry on the steps, right?
Man. I thought I was waiting.
She's going to cry.
I was like, there's going to be a tear in her face. And the best reaction for me was Bayley. Just kept looking back, laughing at her.
Man, pointing like this.
But Bayley laughed all the way to that elimination from Peyton Royce, which freaked me out. I was like, really? That just happened?
I was shocked.
That was probably the surprise moment of all Survivor Series.
Peyton Royce, though.
Like, Peyton Royce gets Bayley.
Right,
wow.
I was like, good for her.
Wow. Like,
because she was actually wrestling. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The kicks, all the moves. She was going, man. She was going in.
She was putting in some work. You know,
She did
I would
good.
say
The finisher
it was
on her and
actually a
everything, I
better.
was like-
The women's match was actually better than the men's elimination.
It was.
match. Survive. I would say that.
It really was.
I enjoyed. Yeah.
Yeah. It was man. So a lot going on there. When we get down to the nitty gritty, it ended up being Bianca Belair basically by herself because Nia just destroyed. It was
Everybody else.
Everybody else.
Oh my God.
Everybody outside of Bailey,
The
Nia,
Riot
just
Squad.
everybody.
They
tried to double team.
No
Man.
sell.
The Riot
Nah.
Squad, man.
She's
Nia took care of her like a
bro.
two-piece, like them with a two-piece with a biscuit. No lie.
Oh,
Just done.
It's
man.
like an anime. I'm gonna go anime nerd. It's like when Vegeta and Goku tagging up on Jiren. It's just no effect, bro. It's just OP.
y'all
Like
doing?
she just smashed her to the
Is
ground.
this-
I'm like, oh my God.
She's like,
Right, light work. Light work, bro.
y'all just trying to do something? What was that?
It was like the old Looney Tunes commercial. Or cartoons. Team Smackdown was like the little chicken hawk, and Nia was Foghorn Leghorn, and the chicken hawk's just pecking at his leg, and he's looking at him like, boy, I say, boy, what the hell? That was Nia. Like you just no chance. Like, sorry, Riot Squad, love you, no chance.
None, bro.
So then, you've got Bianca there, and it's like, okay, this is the moment, right? And she's doing her thing. But then it got to the point where she was in the Cure for You to Clutch from Shayna Baszler, and she passed out. I mean, she
It
passed
looked
out.
like it.
Shayna was right, in my opinion. Like, this referee, I mean, what are you looking at? She got her arm on the rope, cool, but she's unconscious at that point.
That was the thing. She unconsciously fell on the rope, so Shayna had to break it. And the ref's
Exactly.
counting, and Shayna won't break it, and he's like, disqualified?
Disqualified, I guess.
I don't know.
I-
Ring the bell. She's eliminated. And Shayna's like, what? And it's like, okay, technically that was the right thing to call. It doesn't matter if she's out cold. She's out cold on the rope.
Shayna was like, she's out. She's out.
On the rope,
She's
though.
out. Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
just, I mean, but she's
Couldn't believe
out,
she came
like
to that quick.
yeah, and then she came right. Nia Jax put on her shoulders, about to put her through a table. Then
Oh,
she
man.
woke up. She's like, wiggling out of it.
She's like, who do you think I
okay.
am, Lana? Mm-mm.
Hey, Lana, you ain't doing me like that.
at least the
Right,
streak
ain't going
You
ended.
down.
can't whoop me,
Right? At least the streak ended for Lana on Raw too. We're 9-1.
Yeah, right.
This time she beat the
got
table.
one.
It happened 9 straight times.
9 times.
9 times. That's what I said on last week's show. I could hear the
Yep.
principal from Ferris Bueller in my head.
Right.
9 times.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody got that because Bruce and Wendy were like, what?
Like, what?
Oh, really?
A little bit.
Oh man. So that happened, and you got Nia and Bianca fighting on the outside, and then Bianca throws Nia over the barricade. Referee counts to 10. Bianca can't make it to the ring. Lo and behold, Lana wins by default, sole survivor. I was
While
like,
crying on the
wow.
steps.
While crying,
my God.
still just there.
Wait a minute, did I win?
And she got in the ring celebrating like she did some shit. Like,
Yeah,
right.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
And she's saying, and while she's saying that, she got the mascara running, the lipstick
The
smeared,
lipstick
like
smeared on her face.
she was
was
all
going
up in her
hard.
feels all till that minute, and then all of a sudden she's all pumped, but she just looks just tore up.
Dude. Nia on the outside, like, I'm gonna kill
Oh,
this bitch.
my
I'm gonna kill her.
God.
Like, I'm just
Oh.
gonna kill you. Just wait.
Bro,
can't
I
believe
thought
it.
like, oh, here it go, table.
Table time. Run, Lana, run!
Oh, man.
Right, man. It was just wild, man. So yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird way to. It was somewhat predictable, but also too, it's like, man, your idea, Dom, in terms of just like harkening back to the Dolph Ziggler win, like that would have been
That
so
would've
much
been
stronger
cool.
to say. Yeah, because then I could say, okay.
But the thing
now-
about it that I appreciate is at least it was entertaining because it made me laugh something awful.
It did make me laugh.
Like the
It did make
crying
me
on the steps.
Oh,
then
yeah,
she
I was
wins
entertained.
and she's all
Right.
I was entertained.
disheveled.
Right.
Just, I'm a survivor. I'm laughing the whole time.
Yeah, because when she won, I was laughing. I was like, exactly.
I was like, it's finally Lana Day after all these years.
But then it's funny. Okay, so fast forward to Monday Night Raw, and then she's getting interviewed, and then was it Charlie Caruso or Charlie?
No, it was Sarah. It was Sarah. My bad.
Sarah's interviewing her saying, so what about
what's next?
What's next? I mean, on the other side, the men's side, they're all trying to get a title shot. Maybe you
should get a title shot.
And she was basically like, hell no, I don't. I'm just trying to enjoy this moment.
She was like,
I
nah.
want that smoke with Asuka, bro.
Nah.
I'm about to shut it down right now. I already know where you're going.
And then Asuka walked up. Asuka walks up later and she's like, the dart, it hit your name. We're having a match. No,
this is happening. She's like, oh yeah, we should do this. We should have a match
for Raw Championship.
I love the challenge.
You want a shot?
Right?
I want the match. Let's do it. She's just like
she's ready for battle.
Right? What just happened to me?
You know what that was? Asuka straight up wanted a tune-up match after that loss. She was like, "I got to get my confidence back.
Yeah.
Let me go squash Lana.
I need to squash somebody real quick."
like college football when a number one team plays dipshit tech week 1 and beats them by 60. They're like, okay, now we can get our groove on. Like we got to get our stuff straight. That was Asuka versus Lana on Raw. Like I lost. I got to get a tune-up. Hey Lana, I'm up for a challenge.
Oh man. Dude, that's seriously. So, and then, we saw what happened there. They didn't have the match at all. That Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler came down.
Yeah, we got Teddy Long.
Yeah.
Straight up, we got Teddy Long. They were going to fight, and then Shayna and Nia hit the ring, and all hell broke loose. They ran, and the next thing you know, it's just like, oh, well, if you cats can't get along. We got to have a tag match, players.
Exactly.
Holla.
Oh man. And they won. They won the matchup. I mean, mostly the Asuka, just making that happen. But
to the record.
Yeah, exactly. Roll up in. All right. Most powerful move in wrestling.
We learned 2 things from that match. 1, Lana is hot, and 2, Teddy Long will live on forever.
Forever.
It don't matter if he's on the show or not. Teddy Long lives on. It happens all the time, man.
Right. Yeah, man. So yeah, it's I mean, where do we go from here? Does Lana actually get a title shot out of all this? I mean, I could absolutely see them doing it.
I mean, do they now put Lana and Asuka, do they give them a women's tag team title match against Shayna and Nia?
I think that's where they're going to. I think that's what they're building. And I'm like, damn.
Because again, like you said, they don't have a whole lot for Asuka. So
she's a double champ. She's a champ.
So they're gonna do double champ.
They already double champ for Asuka.
They did once.
Yeah, they did it. They did this already.
Yeah, they did.
Bailey dose straps or whatever.
Yep.
So why not? Asuka 2 belts,
Yeah.
Empress 2 belts. I don't know.
Yeah.
With Lana
doing the easy peasy dance with 2 belts.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Lana would be a tag team champion with Asuka.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yep, I can see it. At this point, they've already won. You might as well.
Why not?
Belts.
Yeah. I mean, they really don't have anything for Asuka, and they really don't have anything for Shayna and Nia, at least on Raw. So, best of both worlds. You throw these 4 together, you have a tag title match, and maybe you get Empress 2 belts.
Yep.
At least it's something.
Set it up for TLC.
Yeah.
That's the next pay-per-view.
Oh God, could you imagine TLC match between those 4? Like personally,
how many tables? How many tables is Lana going through?
I just tell Lana, don't
Nia,
show up.
just be safe.
Don't show up, Nia. Don't.
Over under on
this would
number
not
of
be
tables Lana goes through.
This would not be like.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, over under. I probably set that. I probably set that at about 6.
Over under. Over under. You going over? Oh man.
And I'd probably go over 6, but I probably set it at 6.
Yep, man.
She gonna go through 9 tables at night.
Right.
Oh, you know what? With me, I'll probably go under. I go 5.
Oh man,
I go 5.
10.
Fucking 10 tables.
10 tables you gonna go through that night.
10.
Oh,
that
man,
night,
one night. 10.
Why not? I think last year when they had like Kabuki Warriors, like Becky and Charlotte, they all went through a total of 10 tables. You know, it was crazy. So let Lana do what they did by herself.
Yeah, by herself.
She's paying her dues. 1 table at a time. That's how you learn.
Like, remember, you're a survivor.
That's how
okay?
you learn.
Oh, you want to be a survivor? Go through these 10 tables.
Yeah, exactly.
Tables.
Survive that.
You go through these
man.
10 tables, we'll make you an honorary member of Destiny's Child and everything. You're a survivor.
Oh, man.
I'm not
That
gonna
needs to be
lie.
her theme
I
music
did think
right
about
now,
that
actually.
song, man. When
That needs to be
Lana
her
was-
theme music.
when Lana
Right?
I'm a
was
survivor. I'm just like that's just Lana now. Like it's a new. Pay the money, pay the royalties, whatever you got to do.
It's just,
Vince,
it's
get
kind of
Lana
like how
that
they
theme
changed
song.
CM Punk's music from his own little theme to Cult of
Yep.
Personality. They need to do
Yep.
that with Lana
For
with Survivor.
Lana. Yes, she needs it. She needs it. Oh,
She
my
needs like some
goodness.
Destiny's Child or some Akon and Young Jeezy, something.
Give me it. Give me
She's
it,
a
man.
soul
I need that.
survivor.
We're gonna do this, man. Let's go all the way, man. Let's just have some fun with it. Like, we're gonna do it. Do it. Oh man. Well, we're at that point. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre,
we're
main
here.
event, champion versus champion. The tribal chief versus the Scottish psychopath, the sexy Scotsman. Just epic Drew McIntyre, as we like to call him.
Yeah.
Oh man, this match, Devin. I'm gonna let you go ahead and break this down because I know I can already see it. You already showed us the tribal chief gear. You have paid homage.
He might be the
your-
only one that's happy about
Man,
this.
that promo, yes.
With his words and his money, he is showing tribute to tribal chief.
And right before I was like, tribal chief. Right.
Next, he's gonna pull a layout and put it on the camera. Just here you go.
I might
You're
just
the
do
head
that.
of the table.
I might just do that. That's the next shirt. That's in transit, by the way. Head of the table. I saw that. I was like,
Head of the
getting it,
table.
getting it. That's all I needed to see. Head of the table. I was like, getting it. It is decided. It's in transit. Got it. Head of the table shirt.
Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Sauntering, maitre d' staying flabbergasted.